Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing, running, and adventure.
Since 2017, we have released weekly episodes for the seasoned pros,
weekend warriors, and everything in between.
We discuss the industry news, travel for live coverage,
and interview athletes and key voices in the athletic community.
We cover it all, from fundraising events, personal trials,
to world records, FKTs, and world championships.
Standing on the corner.
Now let's get started with your hosts.
Lost all my clothes.
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter.
And Caitlin, how was your weekend?
What did we do this weekend? We enjoyed air conditioning.
We did. We're reacclimating to being back in the U.S.
Yes.
Friday, we celebrated my grandfather's 80th birthday, just with like our immediate family on Friday. And then on Saturday, we went north of Boston to see the extended family and celebrated again with like a little surprise party. It was a good time.
And then we still have to do ice cream cake with him.
We do. And then today we did some like Pokemon Go Fest and just some stuff around the house. And
we brought Lucy to Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, Bass Pro Shop, a Tractor, Supply Plus, just like...
She saw the chickens.
Lots of dog enrichment day today.
Trying to exhaust her a little bit.
Yeah, because I got a lot of work stuff I got to do tomorrow. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear. Use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie. Use code OCReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase.
We spent a lot of time with the OCR report. We never talked about like fixing that other code.
I wonder if it was fixed.
Okay. Well, if we have fixed it, the code is...
OCReport20 for 20% off your next Spartan, Deca, or Tough Mudder.
Perfect. We got to shout out the patrons. We recently shouted out all the patrons in our recent Patreon videos. I think we've done 4 this past week, so we're all caught up once those get out.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Lauren Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Brent George, Logan Nagel, Seth Rinderknecht, Steve Bacon, Robert Landman, and Jules Estes.
Yes, and those were the $5+ Patreon supporters, since it's not the first day of the month yet. And we're also going to thank our sponsored athletes. Oh, and to the OC Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks.
The Podfather. Check it out over at theocreport.com. Jason just covered Palmerton. I think he had one other rabbit, and I'm sure he appreciated that. Now we can get to sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizolara, Joshua Reed, and Kevin Gregory.
I don't believe we've done a poll. I don't think I have a meme of the week. Do you have a badass of the week?
I do not.
Okay. It's going to be a long episode, so it's okay to skip those, because we're going to be starting with quick news.
Mikey loves his quick news.
Yeah. With an engagement. Caitlin loves engagements.
I do. Oh, they're in Switzerland.
Yeah, so I didn't know why I was following him at first, but it seems like he's head of like VJ Shoes in Australia. But Matt Murphy posted to the Never Ending Adventures. So congratulations to him. That's exciting.
We love being married.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty great.
Do you?
Yeah.
That was not convincing.
I'm already looking for the next news story. Billy Richards is doing yet another crazy Rucking Ultra challenge.
He said, "There's the bib for the next 12 days as I attempt to ruck 12 50Ks in 12 days with a 45-pound rucksack."
And the American flag. As he continues his mission of fundraising for Operation Vest. So best of luck to him. So far I've seen, it looks like he's on just finished day 3. So he's crushing all those crazy challenges.
That is wild to me.
Yeah. We'll skip that one. Okay. Next up, we have some news related to Morzine. I saw this earlier, but and of course we'll talk about it when we cover the Morzine podiums and stuff. But Luca put out a very upset post about his race.
He said, "I'm not writing this post to create controversy. I'm writing it because I believe that respect for the athletes must always come first. In 10 years of Spartan Race, I've always defended the sport and had incredible experiences, including becoming a 2-time world champion. However, I'm writing this because I can't stay silent about a recent incident. The race was going well until I was about 10 kilometers from the finish line. I found course tape indicating a closed section of the course. I continued because the trail matched the first loop, but something felt wrong."
It's a very long post, so I encourage everyone to click the link down below to read more about it. But it's a bummer because no matter whose fault it is, we were definitely robbed of a of an even more exciting race with Morzine. In other news, some baby news. Clara, can't pronounce your last name.
Loka Jakova
posted baby is coming. And then some words in her language that I didn't hit translate before. Before I screenshotted it accidentally. She's a very, very good athlete.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Then we have some High Rocks rule changes. Hybrid Fitness Media posted updates and changes. Events can be declared out of ranking. Any incomplete station is a DQ, and sandbag drops no longer automatic DQ. So I love one of these and I hate one of these. What are your thoughts?
You love the sandbag drop is no longer a DQ.
Yeah, because I thought that was very dumb.
Hate that. I don't know.
That any incomplete station is a disqualification. I don't know if you've been paying as much attention to it, but I know for the World Championships, there was some issues where someone got off before. You know how like you're on the row machine and it kind of like rolls over?
Yep.
To, so someone got off before it had rolled over to 500 or whatever it was, and they got like disqualified.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and the punishment just doesn't fit the crime there. That like there should be some sort of like time penalty. I don't know how they're going to do it, but don't love that. This is also kind of a late news story, but shout out to Jamie Ron.
He said, all good things must come to an end. Thank you for the love and joy you brought us all of our lives. Your hugs and smiles will never fade. Good night, Mom. Good night, Bubby. Well, that's sad.
Yeah, so our thoughts go out to him.
His mom passed away.
And then, unfortunately, sticking with that theme, Matt Novakovich made a post.
He said, thank you for the outpouring of support from anyone who loved Josh so much. Our family appreciates the love and prayers more than you know. So Joshua Novakovich passed away, and it just says, a celebration of life. Join us as we gather to remember Josh and celebrate a life lived fully, his adventures, his laughter, and the love he so freely shared.
Yeah, so much more details in those posts too. If you want to hear about those, is absolutely devastating. One of those things, the more you learn about it, the more heart-wrenching it is. Mm-hmm. Next up, we have a couple podiums. I feel like not a lot of people are talking about this, but there was a USA OCR national championship that happened. And let's hear the podiums.
So for the men's 12K elite, in third place, Marcus Green. In second place, Noah Busher. And in first place, Kevin Thompson.
Nice.
For the ladies, in third place, Courtney Washington. In second place, Michelle Burma. And in first place, Allie Tibbetts.
Ooh, I don't know Michelle. That's exciting.
Are we doing the 3K?
Yeah.
And for the 3K, in third place for the men, Noah Busher. In second place, Kevin Thompson. And in first place, Kian O'Boyle.
Oh, I don't know Kian either.
Is he the host of Love on the Spectrum? Isn't that guy's name Kian?
Oh.
And for the women's for the 3K and
you mean the interviewer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
In third place, Michelle Burma. In second place, Allie Tibbetts. And in first place, Savannah Salinas.
Nice. Well, congratulations to them. I heard mixed things about it, but I'm glad that they're able to put on that event. And now we have the Spartan Palmerton podiums. This, of course, being the final event in the Northeast Series.
So for the women, in third place, Jessica Carson. In second place, Miranda Kilpinski. And in first place, Nicole Miracle.
Nice. We had all those athletes on recently, other than Nicole. We've had her on a few times, though.
And then for the men...
Oh, there's no post. Gotcha.
In third place, Michael Suazo. And in second place, Brent Trail. And in first place, Logan Broadbent.
Awesome. And to my knowledge, I haven't seen anyone do the math for how that shook out in the series, so we'll talk about that next episode.
I know Nicole Miracle won the women's side, I think.
Okay. That definitely checks out. Secret link, there's 5 of them down below, so go and check those out. Let's get to what this episode is all about, though.
What's it about, Mikey?
It is part 3 of our 4-part World's Toughest Mudder coverage. This one focuses on everything related to the brunch. Interviews before the award ceremony. There's about an hour of that, 59 minutes. Very proud of getting that much done. Also, shout out to Caitlin for being able to take the mic a little bit so I could eat. Usually I don't get to eat at those. Although it is funny, I interviewed Rock, and then you interviewed Rock.
Yeah, but I stayed very non-OCR. I wanted to interview Rock because I saw him pull out bottles of maple syrup.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this needs to be talked about.
Award ceremony audio. Not the best. I did what I could with it. I trimmed it down to 28 minutes. So, cut out a lot of the clapping and this and that to just kind of get a truncated version of it, and then interviews after the presentation, 34 minutes of that. There are so many athletes, so you can look down below to see who we had on. And also, instead of deleting the bad audio, I learned to be able to fix it a little bit. I did what I could. You will know it when you hear it. To the best I could.
Will.
And very disappointed with, I don't want it to happen to anybody, but unfortunately it happened mostly to Nikki, Caromba, and Robyn Koszta. So I did what I could to salvage it. Let's get to a whole bunch of interviews.
Nah, I shouldn't. Depends on what you say.
Yeah, true. I'm my own worst enemy.
We'll get started with your name and where you're from.
Okay, my name is Joe Rucco. Currently, I live near Syracuse, New York, in the States.
Any relation at all to Joe Rucco?
Shocking. Yes, I'm his dad.
How are you feeling about your World's Toughest Mudder experience this weekend?
Oh, the experience is always great. I mean, it's exhausting just being in the pit, so I can't even imagine for the runners out there, but it's been great.
Yeah. So, obviously, Joe came in here a little injured. How are you feeling about his choice to compete and then just all the decisions that kind of went into this weekend for him?
Now, that's a tough one, Mike, because you're always split between how you feel as a parent. I don't care if they're 5 or they're 35, but ultimately it's up to him. I mean, he did talk to me about what was going on, a little bit about the injury, and it came down to his choice and how he felt. I was just proud of him for trying to compete and seeing as far as he could go with it.
So what, I guess, has he always been a competitive kid? What has he been like as a kid growing up to this, extremely accomplished athlete now?
It's interesting because his big sport in high school was soccer first, and then he ran a lot of track. So always the running and that type of thing was involved. Coming out of college, he did his first Tough Mudder with some friends. They wore the pink T-shirts and were kind of fun. And it's been interesting to see the metamorphosis over time to the true competitor that he's really put in the time and the effort. I mean, running up to this, he was putting in 130, 140-mile weeks, so really dedicated to it.
Yeah. And so doing well in obstacle course racing and also hybrid fitness, have you seen him compete at High Rocks or any of those events yet?
I haven't had opportunity to see it in person. I've seen some streams and obviously, YouTube and that type of thing. It's an interesting transition in my mind because it's so intense, so forceful with the Decas and the High Rocks and that type of thing, and then the transition to this longer distance running with the the obstacles and things like that.
Yeah. The fact that he's able to do so well with both is very impressive. But you had a good time. You hung out with the Underdog Fitness people.
I did. Kevin and Jess and the whole group. AJ, Sam, Zach, Abby. I mean, it was just great to be there. I was kind of the fly on the wall, sitting in the back. If you need anything, but still a great deal.
When will you and Joe be running a team's World's Toughest Mudder?
Running a team. I don't know if I'll ever be in the mix of that. You'd have to ask Joe what he wants to do. Right now, I think he's really enjoying being part of Underdog and the individual competitions and things like that. And now with the High Rocks and the Deca in the mix, it's be interesting to see where it goes in the future.
Any thoughts on doing a Deca or anything with him? Because those are a lot. Obviously, it's not 24 hours, but a Deca or even a High Rocks. Again, he's very kind. He takes it easy on his partners sometimes.
Again, you're split between the dad and the and the parental thing. In my mind, it sounds like maybe Deca, just because my legs don't take the pounding that his do at my age. But it would be something I have to sit down and actually talk with them and see if the training would make sense and whatnot. Certainly, in my mind's eye, it sounds like a good deal, but don't want to also put him on the spot. But thanks.
What advice would you give to someone, to a parent of an athlete coming to World's Toughest Mudder?
I think you have to be honest both ways with what's going on. What are their goals? What's happening? Certainly, as I said, as a parent, you want them to do well, and you want to watch the competition. And throughout the years of soccer and track, and the OCRs, obviously you're rooting for them to do as best as they can, win if possible. But it has to be put out there so that they really take the lead and that they're, I don't want to say making good decisions because that sounds like they're not. But it's step back as a parent, step back as sometimes even a coach a little bit, but have that tough conversation if need be so that going forward, the health, the long-term endurance, the physicality of it doesn't overrule what else is going on in their life.
Yeah, that's great. Great advice. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me and enjoy the brunch.
Thank you, Mike. Good seeing you.
Robert Hamilton, Ohio, U.S.
And how was your World's Toughest Mudder this year?
It was good. Yeah, came for 75, got 70.
How are you feeling about that? What were some barriers with the course for you?
It was probably the triple carry or the loop carry thing definitely slowed me down a bit. And then, I mean, you never know what the course is going to be like.
They very quickly changed the triple carry to just the chain eventually. What did you think about that decision?
It was a lot better because I did see some people struggle because especially, you had to carry the sandbag and the chain for the one part. And there was a lot of people struggling on that. I mean, the loops themselves, even without a carry or not, was still hard because you had to go up the hill and stuff like that. But obviously, once they made the modification, it was still doable. Just a lot of time was added for that.
Being here at the brunch, how was the British food?
It's good. I still don't know why they like beans for breakfast, but, that is what it is.
That's a very New England thing, too, because we live in Massachusetts and we'll go out to breakfast and it'll always be like, do you want hash browns, salad, fruit salad, or beans? And I'm like, whoever orders beans?
We got the Boston baked beans, yeah, but... are you going to the pub crawl later today, or?
Still undecided. Don't know.
Will you be back in 2027 to chase that 75-mile bib?
Probably, yes.
What do you think it's going to take to get that extra 5 miles for next year?
Yeah, I don't know. Just more train, I guess. I mean, I just got to be faster, and because my pit times were low, and I just got to push more. I mean, that's all it comes down to.
70 miles is still an incredible. You still feeling good?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, it was my PR still, so I can't complain. I was out there for 74 and a half hours, so, I mean, I was there till it closed, so that was my goal.
What did you think about the weather? It was very, very warm this year.
It was hot last year, but then it was hotter this year, so, I mean, I did learn from last year that for whatever reason, they don't like ice, so I froze some stuff and got some ice in my cooler, but I needed more ice, so, yeah.
They hate ice and air conditioning here.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. Final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder and feelings for it being here next year?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it is kind of nice that it's the same venue, so you kind of know what the terrain's like. I mean, obviously, they flipped it around a little bit, so it was still rough in a different course. So, yeah, we'll see. Thank you.
My name is Alexander Golik. I'm from Rocky Point, New York.
Perfect. And we spoke a couple months ago. We put some manifestations into the world. And do you remember what yours was for World's Toughest Mudder?
No, I don't.
No, I think it was just stay out there, see what kind of mileage you can put up, and see how you do. So, how did you do?
I did well until I didn't do well. So I ran 50 miles in under 12 hours. It was 11:39, I believe. And I was moving well, and I felt good, subjectively. I had a little bit of a awkward fall off of the 6-foot wall and kind of messed up my knee a little bit. So I ended up calling it there. But the laps that I did run, I felt really good. It was hot to start, which we all anticipated with the heat wave, so body temperature was high, and effort felt a little harder than I would have liked it to, but overall, I felt like I was running well. I was on pace through my first 8 laps, and then my 9th lap was a little bit slower, but also that was pretty much when all obstacles were open except for Everest and Arctic. So with more obstacles opening, I was a little bit slower. There were also some obstacles out there that were big time suck obstacles. Mud Mile was pretty brutal this year. The carry was long. It was a 3-lap carry, so that was a time suck. And what's the obstacle name? It was the water crossing into the barbed wire crawl. Can't remember the name of it. But that was also just time consuming. So I think some of those obstacles took a little more time than anticipated, but I felt like I was running well. Fueling was going well. I had no issues that way. Was getting my gels in, was getting my bottles down, coming into the pit area. All my pit times were fast. Jess and Lindsay kept me moving and in and out. So all my pit times were 2 to 3 minutes. So felt really good. Had a little bit of a mishap, but enjoyed the miles that I was able to run.
That's totally fair. And I think, too, it's the smart decision. Your body's hurting, your body's clearly needing rest, and it's do you push on and see what you can do and sacrifice the rest of your race calendar, or do you have that moment of okay, this is something that I can put on pause and do next year?
Definitely, and I think it was probably compounding fatigue. I raced both weekends of High Rocks New York at the end of May, beginning of June. I raced at High Rocks World Championships last weekend, and then obviously came to WTM. So I raced 11 High Rocks races in 3 weeks before WTM, which big picture grand scheme probably wasn't the smartest move, but also for me, the High Rock side of things is my focus and is my priority. So that was on the calendar and that was at the forefront. And then WTM was one of those, like, come try to be competitive, see what I can do, see what kind of miles I could put up, how my body holds up. So of course I wanted to come and I wanted to be competitive, and I had some big goals. I wanted to shoot for the 100 mark, and I realistically was on pace for probably 90, I would say, based on how I was moving like my last couple of laps before the fall. So wanted some big miles, and yes, I probably could have got out there and walked and continued to move for the back half of the race. But like you mentioned, like, part of it is risk outweighs reward, where because I was shooting for some big miles and wanted higher mileage, getting an extra 2-3 laps, even 3-4 laps wouldn't have made a big difference on how I felt about it. So had to make the smarter decision, and thankfully I had Jess and Lindsay in the pit with me, and also like with a clear head to allow me the opportunity to make the decision for myself, but also provide some good insight of where I was physically and how that would impact the rest of the race, but also the rest of the race year. So with kind of the dual split of the hybrid side of things and then jumping into some of the ultras, the calendar gets murky, where there really isn't any carved out off season. There really isn't a carved out time where I'm not racing a bunch, and self-inflicted, and it's not a complaint, but it's more of a reality that like every 2-3 weeks I'm on the move, I'm traveling to go race somewhere. So I had to kind of make that call and be smart about it, and it sucked and it wasn't what I wanted to do, but also probably the smarter call.
It's so hard because it's like you have the information and like your mind is telling you one thing, but your body's like, no, let's not do that. And also, like, while I was tapering, you were competing at like the highest level of High Rocks, which is like so insane.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's the other side of it too, is like the lead up wasn't ideal. So like realistically, my last big volume week of training was the week before High Rocks New York, so the middle of May, and then went into a little bit of a taper leading into New York and High Rocks Worlds. So I think that also may have been a little bit of a detriment, because I went from being really high volume, really high mileage. Like my last big week of training, I was at like, I think I was 93 or 95 miles for the week. So I was up and my mileage was up. And then going into like such an aggressive taper for so long because of the race weekends, I don't know if that served me from the side of like durability, where I went from lots of load and lots of training stimulus to like seemingly nothing for 3 weeks, because the in-betweens of race weekends is just maintenance, where it's a couple easy runs, some mobility work, and it's not really like training. So I don't know if that stretch of time between my last like big week of training and WTM was maybe too long, that my body maybe was a little bit shocked by the demand. And like the 50 miles that I did run, I felt really good through. My body was at a point where I settled into kind of a groove where I was comfortable in the discomfort, where like, yes, of course, like my feet were starting to bother me. Like I started to feel the total body fatigue, but I was in a rhythm where I felt like I had a pace and I knew I could run at that pace kind of consistently. So I fell into that rhythm and was hoping to make a push, and mentally I kind of got over that hump as well. I don't know if this is like a consensus, but for me at least, it's like race starts, lap 1, the adrenaline's high, everything feels good, you're just kind of in it, you start to move and groove, and then like laps 3 and 4 is when you hit that point of, okay, this actually kind of sucks, and it's one of those, you look at the watch and you're like, wow, I have 20 hours left, I don't know if I can do
That's the worst feeling. Was I did made that mistake last year. I looked at my watch early on and I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Yep, you have that realization moment of like, okay, this is starting to hurt. Like you've racked up 20, 30 miles. The body starts to fatigue. You look at the watch, you realize you have so much longer left to go. So I had like a little bit of a rough patch, laps 3 and 4 of like, holy shit, I don't know if I could actually do this. And then kind of turned that corner and was mentally in a good spot where I found that rhythm and was ready to put up a fight, and thankfully was on pace still. So as coming into the pit area, it was like the quick pit, get the things I needed, and then Lindsay would let me know like, you're on pace, you're moving well. And so that also kind of mentally was encouraging, and then felt really good until I didn't feel good.
I think too, like last year when I ran and I realized how much time I had left, like I had a mantra where during the school year, I'm always like, I can do anything for 180 days. So then when I was racing, I was like, I can do anything for 24 hours. Like it's only 24 hours. And like when you're in the thick of it and you're like 20 hours left, 19 hours left, like that seems like a really long time. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's one day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's a huge thing that I use in training too, is like that chunking method where you break down what you're doing into like smaller digestible chunks to make it seem less daunting or less scary. Where same thing, it's like if you're running or doing like a harder interval session, it's like I can do anything for 2 minutes, I can do anything for 3 minutes. And like same thing, like once I kind of got over that mental hurdle in the beginning where it was like, oh my God, I have so much time left, it was the same thing. It was like one lap at a time. And like my pacing was keeping me roughly between the 55-minute and hour and 5-minute mark for my first, from laps 3 to 8. So I was telling myself like, get back to the pit area, get back to your people. Like it's only an hour, like you just get back there. So I did a very similar thing with that like chunking method, and it definitely helps and keeps things a little bit more clear where you don't get caught up in the, oh my God, I have a full day of racing left, you know, because it is a really, really long race. And I think, of course, it's incredibly demanding physically, and any of the athletes here that raced are going to tell you how their body feels. But if you're not in it mentally or in a spot mentally that you're willing to work through the discomfort and kind of endure how your body feels, that will take you out of the race much earlier than physically will. And that's also another really big variable. So if you find that ability to like break things down and make it a little bit more like digestible, I think that that helps keep you moving within the race as well.
100%. Mike likes to say, Caitlin, how do you eat an elephant? You eat it one bite at a time. So like that's a good mindset. What are we manifesting for World's Toughest Mudder 2027?
Oh, okay. So we're probably going to come back, and I will more than likely race as an individual and try to put together a full race. So that's the first thing we're manifesting. We're manifesting a full 24 to 25 and a half hours of racing, whether that's running, walking, crawling, rolling, skipping, whatever it may need to be.
You can always find me on course and I will slow your pace down.
Yeah, we can run a lap together. So that's the first thing we're manifesting, is a complete race. And then hopefully we're manifesting some big mileage. So this year the goal was to push for some really high mileage. And next year, because I wasn't able to fully complete the race, I'm going to carry over that goal to next year with total mileage and try to push for something really big.
Does it make you hungrier, like the fact that you weren't able to hit that high mileage goal?
Absolutely. I think when I ultimately made the decision to call it and be done at the 50, one of my first thoughts after the initial, like, wow, this wasn't what I wanted and this kind of sucks, once the initial shock of it kind of settled, it was, okay, then next year, this is the opportunity and this is where I want to be, and I want to put together a full race. So that's what we're manifesting, and hopefully no catastrophes or nothing crazy. I mean, with these races too, it's the inherent risk that you sign up for, and that's with anything physical. Like, as simple as walking down your stairs, you can get injured. You can.
AJ, I was picking up a dog toy.
That's what I mean. Like, you're at risk of injury at any given time, so you never really know with anything that you do, but also makes me a little bit more grateful that I was even able to do 50 miles to begin with. But it definitely leaves me hungrier because I feel like how I was running and how I was moving indicated that I was on pace for something really big in my like WTM debut. So I want to come back and finish the full race and hopefully put up the mileage that I want to.
Absolutely. What's on your race calendar for the next, for not the rest of the year, because you'd be listing things for hours, but like for what are the big events you're looking forward to?
In the close proximity, I have Deca Fit Boston. That'll be my first Deca Fit of the year. I have High Rocks Boston, High Rocks Tampa, Dallas, and potentially Vancouver. So the back half of the year is pretty filled out with High Rocks races, and that'll be kind of the focus through the fall. First thing on the agenda is getting the knee looked at and making sure that I can kind of proceed and not do any additional damage. Thankfully, Nick took a look at it. Chris Mendoza's fiance took a look at it and said that everything feels like it's intact. She said there was like a beginning and an end to my LCL, but that's where she thinks the injury is either LCL or lateral meniscus, just based on the way it was moving and twisting. But she said that it feels intact, so I don't think it's anything super serious, and probably just a strain or something on the side of an overuse injury. So gonna do the right thing, get it checked out, make sure that I don't have anything additional or anything more serious, and as long as everything is good, I'll give it the time it needs to recover and then look to hit some High Rocks races in the fall.
Perfect. Thank you so much, AJ.
Hi, I'm Rock Weigan from Ottawa, Canada.
My wife said that you pulled out maple syrup earlier today.
do. If you want some, I have maple syrup with me, of course.
Gotta have
Doesn't everybody? Yeah.
So, looking good in your Tough Mudder suit. Tell me about it.
It was a jacket, an idea I had. Had a couple friends help me out with different parts of it. My son did the actual 3D printing on the buttons. Yeah, so it all came together, and I kept it as a surprise from everybody, including my wife, until this morning. Had the big reveal.
I love the fringe. I think the fringe really makes it. The flames.
I mean, you know, the orange blazer's good, but I mean, you know, and I'm never going to get one of those.
How was your World Toughest Mudder this year?
It was good. I mean, it was a revenge version for me, because last year I didn't do so hot. I had to pull out, and I ended up on Mudderhorn all night. Yep. So
we appreciate it.
Yeah. So this year was, you know, get out there and. So yeah, this year, you know, it was a bit of a revenge to beat the beaver, and yeah, I managed to pull it off. I got my 50. That's what I wanted. I mean, that was the big thing. Yeah.
So what's your history with World Toughest Mudder? What have you got for mileage over the years?
Well, I've done it. This is my 5th. So the first 3, I have 50 every time. Just last year I didn't, and then now I'm back on track. And I did my first one when I was 60. So yeah, so one day it's going to end, but it ain't ending right now.
Yeah. That's a mindset to have. I want to be you when I get older.
There you go.
What did you think about this year's course?
You know what? I loved it. I honestly did. It was a great course, except for the chains and the sandbags, and I'm sure you've heard that already. Yeah, but no, you know what? The course is good. It was enough challenge. You know, the penalties were, I think, appropriate. So yeah, no, I'm happy with the whole thing, to be honest. It was a really well done event. I mean, and they put on a good spread. You know, last year was great. I tell everybody, this year, same thing. I expected this, and this is, we got what we wanted.
So now that you've had revenge on the beaver, any plans to come back for 2027?
Oh God, yeah, I'm already in. But actually, now I got my daughter and everybody talking maybe a team next year.
Oh my God. Will Hicks was talking about his son might be running World Toughest Mudder next year, so he's very excited about that. Fun, family event.
Well, that's it. I mean, my kids have done it with me. My wife's done it with me. But now we're talking, we might have to do the team thing. We just got to coordinate everybody, and yeah, it would be fantastic. I mean, that's the last thing I've never done with Tough Mudder is the team. I've done everything else. So, yeah.
Well, great talking to you. Go enjoy some breakfast.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Art.
Hi, I'm Will Chung. I am from the UK.
Great seeing you as always. What was your role in World Toughest Mudder this year?
So I've been supporting UK OCR. I've been out on course, just like yourselves, getting interviews, getting clips, speaking to people, and just being on the other side. I'm just really enjoying not having the pressure of running and doing whatever, but just going out and putting microphones, just like you, putting microphones in front of people's faces and getting them to to find out their why has been really interesting for me.
And I'm glad that I'm not the only one doing coverage, and you guys absolutely crush it with your coverage as well. I've been listening to UK OCR podcasts. I'm looking forward to the reels. But next year, you're going to be taking on the course again?
Yes. So I deferred. I like the heat. And, when I knew it was coming to Grantham and the UK, I thought, the weather's not going to be any good. So I've been deferring. But next year is the final year that we know so far of it being in the UK. So I have to do it. So I'm definitely signing up for 2027, come rain or shine. Probably rain.
Yeah, probably rain, especially since now you're getting ready for it, and hopefully Caitlin will be doing it. You've been at this course for a long time. What has it been like seeing World Surface Meta come here again?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I think the innovation, a lot of people haven't really talked about it because, of course, we've had some great new obstacles, but just reversing the course has made a big difference to the runners in how the elevation has changed. Of course, you and I've talked about it. It's basically like a bowl, so you have hills both sides, but there's definitely more elevation in this first half than before. So I think people haven't really noticed until they got here how much of a difference it would be.
Right. Now, we don't know where it's going to be in 2028. Not having you guess or give any information, but there are other great venues here in the UK. I've heard Pippingford is one that's come up a few times. What are some of your other venues again here in the UK?
So my absolute favourite is London South. It's undulating, there's trails, there's forests. It's very close to Heathrow and Gatwick, so for everyone travelling it's very easy. That is my number one course favourite. If it was going to move away from Midlands and stay in the UK, oh my God, it would be so good there.
And then just final thoughts on how World Surface Meta came together this year.
I think, from being on the outside, I think it's come together so well. They've learned so much from last year. Again, somehow we've got some really great weather, but the organisation, the obstacles, I've spoken to so many athletes and they've liked the mix-up. They've liked how there's been, of course, a couple of new obstacles, but some obstacles are just that little bit of change, reversing the course, making a few route changes, that it's not quite like Midlands, even though we've all run here so many times. So I think it's come together so well, and TMHQ have done such a great job.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and also, where can people find UK OCR podcast?
Oh, anything for UK OCR, so Instagram, Facebook, just search for uk.ocr, you'll find us.
Thanks, Will.
Cheers.
My name's Wiktoria and I'm from London.
And how was your World Surface Meta this year?
Yeah, super proud. So last year I came in and I just didn't scrape the 75, I got 70. And this year that was obviously the goal, to get the silver bib, and yeah, I accomplished it, so really happy about that.
It's a beautiful bib to have. How are you feeling about that accomplishment?
Absolutely amazing. It really took a lot. Last year my pit times were so much longer, and this time absolutely nothing. I was literally in and out, so efficient, and so I'm really proud of it. I got a bit emotional at the end. I did a really sprint finish last lap, so yeah, I was really happy.
So, and last year was your first World Surface Meta too?
Yes, my first one, and I absolutely loved it, and I was like, it's in England again, so I have to come back.
What are your thoughts on the how the course was designed this year?
I was actually really happy with it. It was tricky, but I think what I enjoyed is that it started off quite hard with a lot of incline, and then it progressively got much easier towards the end. Although at the end there was a lot of water obstacles, so I just knew that at the end I'm going to be a bit colder. But I knew that after that it's there was a downhill at the end, and that I can run the rest of the kind of downhill, so that was nice to finish off with a nice run.
What was your strategy with the obstacle skip bands? What did you use those on?
So it was always mud mile. I absolutely hated that. And then early in the race, they also had the free loop that I'm sure everyone kind of spoke about with the chain and the sandbag. And for context, I'm 5'1" and I'm about 54 kilos. So I feel like I was carrying half my weight at one point. And so I used it on that once or twice because I really needed that. It was really hard. So I'm glad they, took out the what is it called? The sandbag. Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone else that's thinking about taking on their first World Surface Meta, in addition to keeping their pits short?
I would say having a good crew and being really strategic and knowing what you're going to do beforehand. So my big inspiration is Nikki, who's obviously won now 2 years in a row. And I was looking at her pit times to gain inspiration. Hers are crazy, but going back, she's actually right in front of us. But talking about mine from last year, it was like over 10 minutes, some of them. And one of my pits was about 40 minutes because I got slight hypothermia. So that this year I was like, okay, how do I avoid that? How do I, ended up changing my shoes because I'm somebody that loves having fresh feet. And so for actually the first half of the race, I wasn't in the water. So having dry feet for half was really nice. But looking to next year, I'm not even going to think to change my shoes. I'm going to try even push on more longer. So, yeah.
So obviously next year is back here at Beaver Castle. You're thinking about going for Journey Silver? What's your plan?
I'm trying to compete for top 5 now. Last year I came 14th. This year I came 7th in the women's. And now I just want to keep, pushing the target. At the top it gets really competitive. And, the ladies are absolutely incredible. But I love setting high goals. And, I just want to keep pushing. And it's in the UK and I'm from London. So it's really nice to kind of get a better win here. So.
You've been a really fun social media account to follow the year, doing a lot of extreme things. Yes. What are some of the other amazing accomplishments you've been doing lately? Yeah, so what's really funny is 2 days before this, I did 750 kilometers walk across Spain, the Camino de Santiago, and that really helped. Although I was exhausted, it really helped because my tendons and everything felt much stronger. The ground was pretty uneven this year, and it was really hard. So. Kind of my feet were prepared for that. And then I guess the Ironman and all my other ultras. I still haven't reached 100 miles, so that's kind of something next that I want to definitely crush. And actually, yesterday was the longest I've ever ran in my life. Congrats. Which is so funny because it's with obstacles. My watch clocked in at 140 kilometers, so 20 more kilometers and I'm at 100 miles, 160. So yeah. Capable of so much. It's amazing. Did I also hear you're going skydiving soon? Is that part of the plan? Or?
So it's about nearly 12 right now, award ceremony, and then at 3 we got skydiving. My friend who also was aiming for 75 miles, which he got, said to me, oh, we should do skydiving. There's a place nearby. And he's actually going without anyone. So he's going by himself, which is absolutely mad. But I'm luckily going with somebody. But I've never skydived. I don't know what to experience, but how legendary to know. Run for 25 hours and then jump out of a plane. So.
Have you always been this much of an adrenaline junkie? What keeps you chasing this?
Do you know what? I don't really know. I think one day it's really random, but I want to write a book. And then I hope that even though it will be one line in the book that I can say, I ran for 25 hours and then I did skydiving. But what keeps me motivated in terms of doing all this stuff is just, life is so worth the living, and we don't know when we're going to pass away. You don't know our last moments. And then every day I wake up and I'm like, how can today be the best day of my life? And kind of this mindset has really pushed me to do incredible things. And I'm very lucky because if I die next week, I know I lived a great life.
No better way to end it, I guess. Jeez. Mic drop there. Where can people follow you on social media?
So actually, I'm really growing my social media, so I really appreciate if people did follow. It's at Wiktoria Fronc, but it's with a W, so Wiktoria Fronc. And I hit 10K during the race, so I was really happy to see my phone blow up after, so yeah.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and good luck with skydiving.
Awesome, thank you so much for having me.
Alan Moore, better known as Muddy Duck, from Brighton here in the UK.
First off, thank you so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it with the show. Tell us more about UK OCR, too.
UK OCR started about 15 years ago now, and all we do is we just promote OCR in the UK. We don't make money from it. It's not a business. We're just here, just having fun, attending races. We're all volunteers. Everyone's a volunteer that does our stuff. But we just promote as much as we can according to OCR. It's just getting the word out there.
I think it's important to highlight that, too, that, we don't get paid. We do this because we love you guys, so all the more reason to support us, right?
Too right. That's why I support you guys as a Patreon and everything else. I know you guys support us, and it is a two-way streak, and that's the greatest thing about OCR. When I started back in 2012, the community was it was okay, but then it grew because everyone helped everyone, and that's what I love about it. Out on course this weekend, the people that were on Great Escape on the walls, the people that were on Mudder, they spent 24 hours just helping people get up them. That's what this sport's about.
So how was your World Surface Mudder this year?
Disappointing for me, but not for the course. I love the course. Me personally, I came here for 75 in my head. I ran well the first lap, but then just before Augusta's Globe, there were some holes in the floor, and I went into one. And I just aggravated an old injury I've got with my Achilles tendon. That meant my race. I went to plan B. I thought, right, I can walk as fast as I possibly can. and I was walking at 15-minute miles. I am quite a fast walker. I got to 8 hours into it. I'd done 30 miles, but that last lap, I was going down to 20-minute miles in my walk, and I was like, no, I'm going to get hypothermia. My ankle's not in a great condition. What am I going to do? I'm not someone who's going to go and sleep in a pit for 5 hours. So I called it a day, handed my chip in. I was like, thank you very much. Love the event. I'm coming back next year, but this is not for me this year. But the course, wow, the best course ever.
Let's talk about that. What were some of the obstacles that stood out to you the most?
It wasn't, last year we had Firefly, stand out, massive spectacle. This year we didn't get that, and I actually quite enjoyed that we didn't. I've been out on course and I've been speaking to people, and people talking about the carries, they're talking about the swing, they're talking about the reverse wall, the mega mile. Everyone's talking about a different obstacle, which is what I want to hear, because we're not all about one obstacle. We're not a one-horse pony. We're about different obstacles, and that's what I've liked about this year. There wasn't a standout thing. It was everything put together, just made a great event.
And they also ran the course backwards, too, which I think was refreshing to a lot of people that have been to this venue many times now.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. It's like, I've been to Midlands. I think I've done Midlands about 8 or 9 times. We all know where we're going to go up into the woods. We're going to go into the big open field. We're going to zigzag up and down the open field for a bit, where all the ditches are. Then we're going to go up the hills. And I liked this part because we actually went up the hills, but we kept going up and down them. And when we came to the big field where there is normally lots of obstacles and you're zigzagging up and down there, and you might cover 4 miles, it was a 1 mile straight run. Loved it. Get us back into the woods, get us on the open trails. And the terrain was different as well. I don't know if anyone's said this here, but you always run a lot of grass here in the Midlands, but they took us up into the woods, which was like, it was bark on the floor. And then we had a little bit of hard trail and a bit of soft, and it was just different. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah. Being
here at the brunch now, are you feeling less nervous than you were this time last year?
I'm always nervous at these brunches. It's good to be here. This is what it's all about. And we're recording this, but if you looked around, having like nearly 600 people sat here, all enjoying food, all talking OCR. There's a birthday party going off in the corner, which I think is absolutely amazing. Celebrating achievements, and the achievements we had, a shout out for the UK scene, Dasos Gonella going absolutely amazing.
Very excited for Grand 2, of course. Nervous, I meant because this time last year you were getting ready to propose.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going for. How's that been going? I heard you got married 2 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago we got married, a bit to Montenegro, which messed up my training, but hey, it's an honeymoon, and then we've come back, so 5 weeks happily married now. I was nervous last year, you're right, because of the wedding proposal. It's how they had though, the wedding proposal how they had. She couldn't say no, could she? In front of everyone here, she wasn't going to say no.
All part of the plan, right?
All part of the plan, yeah.
Also part of the plan, I'm sure you're planning to come back next year. Do you plan to be a participant or media? What's your plan for next year?
It's always a participant first for me. Media comes second. We've got a great team behind us. I've got Will behind me who does so much for Tough Mudder. But then we've got Becky who was in pit for Dasos, doing our Who's-Lots. Finlay, Ian, Megan Tranter comes on and helps us out quite a bit. We've got people that don't get seen like Wendy Brothers and that who behind the scenes do so much for us. And all our patrons and everyone. So big shout out to every one of them. And I probably miss people out, but it's absolutely, they're amazing. They come together and they do what they do. It lets me go and run. I do everything I can do behind the scenes for them. But I'll be doing both again next year. The plan is to do both again.
And as a participant too, you're able to offer that unique perspective of like, hey, I ran it, and this was my thoughts on the course compared to like just watching the course.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, I think when I started at UKOCR, and I put the reviews out. Not a lot of people know, but I used to actually work for Muddy Race, and I used to put reviews out on Muddy Race, but always under Muddy Duck, so no one ever knew who they were from. And it gave a great perspective to people what an obstacle course was like. And I still like that. I still like to run. I'm a runner. I'm always will be. The media comes second to me. But yeah, I'm a runner. But we'll keep promoting as much as we can.
Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me, and great seeing you again as always.
Cheers, mate, and great to you. Keep up the good work, guys. You're absolutely brilliant.
I'm Keith. I live in Glasgow. Originally from the UK.
Perfect. And how many Tough Mudders have you done in your lifetime?
116 completions. I say that because I DNF'd yesterday.
What? Can we talk about your DNF a little bit? So what happened?
I finished my sprint lap, and then I spent the next 22 hours at the Great Escape. And once the last runner came through, there was no chance of me finishing the lap, so I DNF'd.
Oh my gosh. Do you typically sacrifice your WTMs to help others?
The last two I have, yes.
What? That's a big financial decision. That's a big personal decision. What makes you decide to be the hero at the walls?
I know how much it helped me the last time I ran World's Toughest. So I ran in 2022 in Atmore. I got my 50-mile bib, and I know how much. Every lap, I knew there was people at Hero Walls, and I knew how much of a mental boost that gave me, knowing they were there to help me, and knowing that I wouldn't fail that obstacle, because it's a must-complete obstacle, so it doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to finish it. There's no penalty option. And having been fortunate enough that I can run it elsewhere, I thought I want to give something back to my friends, to the Americans coming over and people from the rest of the world coming over, and help them.
Absolutely. Well, I didn't get to run it this year, but last year I ran it, and you're absolutely correct. There are just certain obstacles that we need the people who are willing to sacrifice their race and think for the bigger picture of I can stand here and help people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was. After last year, I knew I wanted to come back and do it again. I want to run it again, but I have a mileage goal that I want to hit. And to do that, my training needs to go reasonably right. It didn't this year. I picked up a couple of injuries, so I'm like, nope, I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to be at Hero Wars again, so.
What was it like knowing that you DNF'd your own race to help somebody else achieve, that 24-hour WTM goal?
I kind of laugh a little bit because I'm not an official finisher, but I spent longer on course than a lot of people would have done. So I find that slightly ironic and just makes me laugh a little bit.
Because of you, hundreds of people got to finish their race, but you unfortunately didn't. How close were you to getting to the finish line in time?
I didn't even try. Well, honestly, once we knew the last runner had come through, I had my stuff in a bag and a box, and I put my pads away and picked up my bag, put it on my back, and we just started walking back to pits. We didn't even attempt to follow the course. We backtracked until the bottom of the hill from where the Great Escape was. Then we cut across the field, and then cut through the where we could. We just cut across back to the village. So.
Well, thank you so much for being out there, and really, you're what Tough Mudder is all about.
Thank you.
My name's Sam Rayo. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Perfect. And Sam, welcome to your first ever post-WTM brunch. What did you think of the food?
The food? So everyone was talking about black pudding, and it was not good at all. It was just bland. But other than that, everything else was great.
New York does breakfast way better, right?
New York absolutely does breakfast way better. Instant coffee did not do it. It did okay. It did its job for today, but we're looking forward to the New York coffee very, very soon.
Yes. So you ran your first ever World's Toughest Mudder. What was going into the experience? What was your expectation?
Expectation-wise, I had no expectations. It was honestly, I was telling Abby, let's fuck around and find out. Pretty much that's all what it was. I've done races before. This was nothing like those races in the past. So this was completely different. I'm hurting, but it was fun.
It was fun.
Yes. During the race, not at all. I was complaining every time I came in, every time I had to pit. Why the fuck did I sign up for this? Why the fuck did they put obstacles on this? But I had a good time after the fact.
Okay, so what was your favorite obstacle out there?
My favorite obstacle.
Was it when they closed?
It was one. That was one of my favorite moments of the race. My favorite obstacle. If I had to say none of them, I would. No, I gotta think. I like electroshock because it was at the end. It was right before. I'm done with my lap. We're good. It's good, and that's it. I'm happy. I got a little shock. I got a little. woke me up a little bit, and we're good.
What was your least favorite obstacle?
Anything hanging. Funky monkey, despised it. The swinging, the rope swing, despised that. No, didn't like those. Not at all.
So on a scale of like 0 to 10, 0 being like, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life, where do you rank this?
Well, funky monkey, I didn't even attempt. I just went into the water and I did the high rocks penalty because, it was just, it was a rope pull and overhead presses. I'm like, I'd rather do that rather than jumping on monkey bars. But I would say it was a 3 or a 4, even though I didn't attempt it.
I feel like you might be the only person in this room that might rank World's Toughest Mudder as a 3 out of 10.
Oh, 3? Tough Mudder as a whole?
World's Toughest Mudder, not Tough Mudder. Like, there's 25 and a half hours.
0 is what? And a 10 is what?
A 0 is like, I'm never doing this again. It's the worst thing I've ever done. And a 10 is like, hell yeah, let's come back next year. I'm going to do it by myself.
No, that's a 0. By myself is a 0. As a team, I'll say a 5 or a 6. No 6, 7 bullshit. 5 or a 6.
This is the best interview I've ever done.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I bring entertainment to the group. This is what Underdog gets. All my shenanigans now. Now everyone else gets to hear my shenanigans. Just a little snippet of it.
So, World's Toughest Mudder, not your cup of tea. What do you enjoy doing?
High rocks, deck of fits, all the hybrid stuff. Love doing that. Obstacle course racing.
Was this your first obstacle course race?
No, I've done Spartan before. I thought I retired from it. I guess I got back into it. But this wasn't my first. I've done Spartans. I've done, No Rams. I've done the Obstacle Course World Championship, so I've done them before. It's just been a long time since I've done it.
How did you get roped into this?
A bad case of FOMO. Watching Joe and AJ and Kevin last year. I'm going to do that too, and I don't like to go against my word, so it's like, yeah, I kind of signed up for this like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, I'm going to do it, and then officially signed up 3 weeks ago, so yeah.
So, will you be back next year?
TBD.
All eyes are on you right now.
TBD. I don't know. Listen, High Rocks Championships in Hong Kong next year.
But if Joe's doing Hong Kong and AJ's doing Hong Kong and they're coming to World's Toughest Mudder, I think that means that you can do Hong Kong and come to World's Toughest Mudder.
Yeah, but I had a case of FOMO last year. This year, not so much. I got the experience this year. It's like, you like this shit? This is fun for you? I'm like, okay, we'll see about next year. We don't know yet. It's not a no. It's not a yes. It's an I don't know. So TBD.
Okay. To manifest things when we're on the podcast together, what are we manifesting for World's Toughest Mudder next year if you come back?
Me manifesting?
Yeah.
What am I manifesting?
Is there like a mileage goal, or is that literally just like fuck around and find out?
If that, yes, that's always a thing. If I am coming back, I would like to do 50 miles individually. I would like to do 50. I would like to get one of those fancy bibs that people are wearing.
Me too.
They look nice.
They do look nice, and then you hang it on your wall, and you're like, I ran 50 miles.
Oh, I like that. So this is the most mileage I ran in one race. So
Chris, I'll see you at World's Toughest Mudder next year.
Maybe.
Yes. If not, what other events do you have on the calendar, like for real?
So we're not doing whatever.
Ghost Train sounds so fun.
They're probably going to rope me into it. We'll see what happens. But I have a bunch of deck of fits coming up, deck of strongs, deck of miles. As of right now, we're still looking at Rally in the Valley. Then we got a bunch of High Rockses, Dallas, we have Tampa, and we have
Boston.
Yep. So.
Perfect. Well, this was so fun.
Well, thank you for interviewing me, and hopefully this was lots of entertainment for you.
I'd also like to remind the people listening, we're not at the bar crawl. We're at brunch.
No, I don't drink. We're at the brunch. This is just me, who I am. So yeah, if you get to see me at an event, just look for me. Just look for the Brooklyn kid that's cursing left and right.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Austin Azar from Calgary, Canada.
And what were your goals going into World's Toughest Mudder this year?
Get another orange jacket.
I'd say that went well. How was your World's Toughest Mudder? How did it go according to plan, or?
I'd say the first half of this one was the hardest out of any one I've done so far. Just had some stomach issues and not great energy levels. But then just kept pushing, and actually the back half of the race started to feel a bit better, and stomach issues are going away, and was able to push more and made it past 100. So
Do you think it was heat related?
Maybe. It was about as hot last year, but I didn't struggle as much in the heat. This year, I think the heat might have caught up to me a little bit. It's hard to say.
Any negative impacts from High Rocks World Championship the week previous?
Oh, maybe. But like my legs and muscles and everything felt pretty good overall, so I think not too bad.
What did you think about the course, the obstacles, everything they had set up for this year?
Oh, I think this year had a lot of just energy sapping obstacles. There's like a few of them that you get out, like Mud Mile or the Devil's Beard out, and I'd have to put my hands on my knees and just like compose myself again because you just feel completely exhausted every time.
Yeah. How many times did you have to deal with the triple carry before they made the change where it's just the chain?
I think I had 2 or 3 loops with the sandbag. That was rough. And then when they took that away, it was still brutal. I was using my band for that one just because time-wise, it was the longest one. Mega
Mile or like Mud Mile, I think most people using their bands on that. What did you think about the difficulty of that?
That was, I think, the hardest one I've done so far. The first time I went through it was, usually I can, if I'm on my own, I can still get my way through it. But that one, the first lap, I couldn't get through on my own. Yeah. It was crazy.
And who did you have as your pick crew supporting you?
My awesome aunt and uncle, Sue and Barry. They're rock stars.
That's amazing. How do you think they enjoyed their night?
I think they had a blast. Yeah, they love the atmosphere out here and getting to hang with people in the pits. And yeah.
I tried to come by and like talk to them too. So like, it's a lot of like hurry up and wait as a pit crew, but it seemed like they were enjoying themselves every time I talked to them as well. So, any thoughts on like coming back for Worlds in the future? Like, it's gonna be back here at Beaver Castle. We don't know where it'll be in 2028.
Yeah, I'll see where life's at next year, but I always love coming back to this event, and always love to get another chance to come out and run.
And then speaking of endurance events, your significant other just got her degree. How proud of you or Chris?
So proud. She's amazing.
And then final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder as it comes to a close.
Well, this brunch is amazing, first off. So hungry, so I'm glad there's tons of food, and it was awesome. Yeah, excited for the awards ceremony now.
Enjoy your brunch, and congratulations again.
Thanks so much.
Haylee, Milot, Georgia.
Great seeing you again. How was your World's Toughest Mudder?
It didn't go quite as I was hoping, but I think that's expected, right? You never know what happens. I think I told you I had pneumonia 2 weeks ago, and so lap 2, I started feeling it, and it kind of scared me.
Okay.
And then the course was hard, man. Probably the hardest obstacle course I've been on.
Which were the ones that stood out to you the most?
I don't know the funny names they did, but Berlin Walls.
Okay, yeah.
Being that there were 3, that made a big difference.
Very high up and not much of a step down, too. You just kind of had to fall and trust yourself.
The overhang didn't have any lip to hold on to, so it's like, what do I do? Just fall to my death, basically, is how it felt. Yeah. What else? Blockness. And not just that, it's so sharp. Like, it actually, really hurts to have your hand on it.
People saying, use your, chicken wing and almost...
Yeah, and it digs into your arm. What else? Those 2?
Mega Mile.
That was, It seemed steeper.
And it did not erode at all.
No. You never got the steps.
So what was your strategy with using your bands?
I skipped the, I did the carry at first, the sandbag carry with the chain. Did that the one time, and I was like, I will never do that again. So then I skipped that until they changed it to just the chain. And then I skipped Mud Mile, which was, I think, the wise choice.
So what were the symptoms that you were dealing with from the post-pneumonia?
Breathing. I felt a pain every time I was breathing in, so I was like, maybe shouldn't keep pushing, but let's go ahead and do 80 miles.
How are you feeling about that dirty silver bib?
Great. I want 100. I really want that 100 bib. So
pro tip, don't get pneumonia.
Yeah, not 2 weeks prior to Worlds. Bad choice.
So plans to return Beaver Castle next year?
Pretty likely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then final thoughts on World's Toughest Mudder.
I love it. I wish everybody would do it, because I think you learn the most about yourself.
Absolutely. Whether you're elite or someone like my wife just trying to get 50, push yourself, see what you can do.
Be on the course that whole time.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on 80 miles. That's very impressive.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Rock from Ottawa, Canada.
Perfect. And how was your World's Toughest Mudder experience this year?
outstanding. Last year was set the bar for it, but this year it was there again. And for myself, I had a better result than last year. So
last year you were one of the men at Matterhorn, and you are somebody that I vividly remember being helped from, because I walked up the first time and I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to need help. And do you know what you said to me?
Yeah, I said, like I said to everybody is, look, we are going to get you up that hill. Not a problem at all. I mean, and that experience for me was great. Like I said, I pulled out after my 4th lap, but I wasn't going to quit. I went out onto the wall, joined the other guys that are there. As an experience, it's so incredible helping all the runners coming up. I mean, you get to see them. They're broken. They're beaten. You get to give them a hug, kick them in the ass, and get them up the wall.
And then the second time I came through, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I need help again. And you said, you don't sound Canadian. You're not allowed to say sorry. That's our word.
Exactly. I mean, everybody who's saying sorry to us because we were helping them, and yes, I had to correct them. Sorry is a Canadian term. We use it for everything. Nobody else gets to say it.
So, totally different race this year. How did you do, hitting goals? What was your mileage?
Yeah, I mean, I hit the goal. It was my vengeance on the beaver for this one because of last year. I wanted to get a brown bib again, and I did. I got the 50 miles, and super happy with it.
That's amazing. Now that you've hit this goal, are you coming back in 2028, or are you hanging up the WTM jacket?
Never hanging it up. No, we're back, and in fact, we've been talking. We might bring the team, the family. So we may be the whole family doing it as a team. We've got to work out those details.
That's totally fair. That would be so exciting, though.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's probably the last thing, for me to do in the Tough Mudder world. I've done every single event, every version of it. The one I haven't done is team. I've done races with the family, but to put them all together as a team at Worlds, what's better?
That would be so special.
Exactly. And hopefully we'll get that happening. If not, I'm coming anyways.
So we're at the brunch. I saw you pull something out of your backpack. What was it?
I usually have a few cans of maple syrup that I give to some treasured friends. So yes, that's what it was. Pure Canadian maple syrup.
That's the most Canadian thing I've ever experienced in my life. That's amazing. So I'm assuming this is a liquid, right? So it has to go in your check suitcase?
Oh, yeah, it does. And I brought over the cans. But yeah, you put them in your check bag, not a problem.
How much syrup do you bring?
I think I might have had 8 or 9 cans. They're quite heavy.
That's amazing. Rock, thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.
Caromba from South Africa.
How was your World Toughest Mudder this year?
It was amazing and terrible.
Talk to me about it.
So it was as hard as it should have been. They were incredible in the design. They made us suffer. The temperature didn't help. But the usual, the community, the people, the vibe, it was just amazing. I absolutely love being out there.
Which obstacles stick out to you the most for difficulty?
I know they changed the carry, but that carry was just, it was ridiculous. Mud Mile was really difficult. But all the other obstacles are actually really nice. I love how they change things up. I love how they combine the obstacles like Twinkle Toes with the wall with the Twinkle Toes. So I like the way they made standard obstacles more difficult than normal. It was great.
So I know you were shooting for 100 miles. Didn't work out this year. What did you end up finishing with?
90 miles, which is less than my 2 previous Tough Mudders, which kind of sucks. But there's just no ways I could have moved faster. Halfway, in fact, at 10 and a half hours, I was well ahead of my pacing, which was great. But then I just slowed down, and it just got harder and harder, and there was just no ways that I was going to be able to make up mileage.
What did you think about the course itself? I know with it being so hot, the ground was a little harder too. How's your feet and everything? What hurts the most?
My feet were actually the worst part about yesterday, and I think that's what slowed me down. My quads were really sore from the downhill running, but my feet were trashed. And I knew coming into this course my feet would be bad. They were bad last year, but this year was just next level. I've never felt pain in my feet like that, ever.
So, with it returning to Beaver Castle next year, plans to come back?
Today. I'm too sad. It's too hard. No, I'd love to. This event is incredible. I think it's the kind of event that even if I wasn't coming to compete, just to run it or to pit or to volunteer, I mean, just being part of it, being out there, it's just next level.
Love to hear that. Oh, thank you, Nikki.
Nice to see you.
Congratulations.
Aha! By the wonders of technology, we are rolling. I've spoken many times about how rewarding it is to be surrounded by you all. And so I'm sad that I'm not there with you at the brunch. I'm missing the energy, the stories, the British podiums, and frankly the bacon. And whilst I can't toast your extraordinary achievements in person, I can call out the real engines behind this brilliant weekend. Karen, Kerry, and Emily are the heart and soul of the project at our end. The TMHQ stewards of Worlds. And they've been brilliant. The event couldn't be in better hands. And so I'm both proud and excited to be handing them the proverbial baton and the actual mic. Karen, Emily, the floor is yours. I hope it's riotous.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. That's far too generous of Giles, I think, isn't it?
Quickly before we start, we just wanted to do a couple of thank yous. How great was that brunch from Jolly Hog? Woo! Massive thank you. And I think this is our second year streak where we've not run out of bacon. So, yeah, hats off to them. But yeah, before we start, just wanted to do a quick run round and a few thank yous. So from my side, I work in the marketing team and we obviously put everything on more from the online side of things and obviously get you guys here with or without pit selection. We won't talk about that. But yeah, just wanted to do a massive shout out to obviously people all over the world that aren't here that put things together. So everyone that created this presentation, for example, and obviously got you guys here from all of the advertising we're doing. So yeah, massive thank you. Our video team, photography, all of that sort of thing. So yeah, big thank you there. Karen?
Yeah, and another big thank you to one of our team members who is hobbling around at the moment.
Not the greatest advert for Tough Man, I have to admit.
Yeah, so Tom Bennett, who, if you ever have a reg query, he's the one who's been solving everything. So, yeah, his name definitely should have been mentioned by Giles. And the other thing that we just want to say as well is we're kind of the children feels a bit wrong. I turned 38 yesterday, but we are like the brainchild/children of Worlds. But we come up with all of these crazy ideas and then it's our team on the ground that has to deliver it. So we come up with the obstacles and then our build crew have to somehow figure out how to build them. And they've done an incredible job in 35-degree heat, building scaffold and truss with no shade. And they have not once moaned or complained. So I just want to give a big shout out to our build crew. And similarly, the team that built the kind of the pit zones and the start-finish line and all of the marquees and that kind of thing as well. Similarly, they were out in the heat, building all of that for us, and it looked incredible. So, yeah, big thanks to them as well. Just before we move on, I'd also like to point out that last year we had beer and Giles was here, and this year we have tea and coffee, and he's not. So, I think actually what we're... Can you tell this is our first time? Sorry, guys. So, we're going to show you some highlights from the weekend that it was, but we have a couple of key highlights that we wanted to run through first. So, Em, do you want to...
Yeah, I guess from my side, a moment for the obstacles. Weren't they just sick? That was my Yeah, brainchild of Karen and Kerry, a lot of them. So, yeah, a couple of tweaks on your regulars and then a load of new ones as well, which were really good. So, yeah, makes my life a lot easier, plenty to talk about. So, yeah, thank you from me on that one. I guess my second highlight is obviously bringing Worlds to the UK is not necessarily a risk, but obviously it's been well embedded into the US market for ages. And bringing it over, you're like, oh, are we still going to get the same US presence? Are we still going to get the internationality? Is that the word? The international presence of the event. But this year we surpassed last year. We had, I've been saying 26 different countries. However, when you get all like political, it's actually 29 when you count Wales, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. So, yeah, we have up that number to 29 now. So, yeah, just the fact that we're bringing people from Ivory Coast, New Zealand, like just to like this little castle in the middle of England that no one knows. So thank you for that. And finally, I guess, the community. That spirit is something, I've been to a lot of events, and that spirit is second to none at this one. All of those little pep talks you see, all of like the getting everyone to do that one more lap, that was something I will never forget. So yeah, kudos to everyone, kudos to the pit crew, all of the pit crew changes. Dasos, your pit crew are F1 standard. I've never seen anything like it, so yeah, kudos to you guys. And then the people that are just sat at the obstacles because they're just so broken, and people coming over that they've never met before and just being like, you can do this, you can do this. Honestly, it makes me quite emotional thinking about it. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone here, whether you raced or not, because that was insane.
Yeah, seconded. My highlights are going to sound like rubbish in compared to that, really. The one highlight for me is when I was doing the briefing, someone said to me, when you talk about the penalties, would you like me to do like an air hostess demo? And I said, yes, please, that would be great. I didn't know how full on he was going to go, so I just want to say thank you to my glamorous assistant, who I think is hiding behind this fence. He put a lot of energy into that, and I was very grateful. It was very funny, so thank you. And one of the other things that I actually kind of became a little highlight is, obviously we introduced some new rules this year, and we had a fun little friend for you to carry on lap 10. And let's just say the bags weren't quite up to what you were going to put them through. But the number of people that brought them back still somehow full when they'd split open, because they had been shoving the stones in all sorts of places. They had taken their hats off and were nursing their hats around the course. I don't know if Sean's here today. Sean came back and said, my bag split, I'm really sorry, but I filled it with rocks on the way round. And it just filled the bag with his own rocks. So the fact that you guys kind of dug into that, you were really honest, and actually we ended up having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, that was really funny. And the other kind of, maybe it's slightly sadistic of me, but my other highlight was just the size of the bag that we needed for the bypass wristbands at Mega Mile. I think it's safe to say that everyone hated that. And when we were running short of bands, kind of in that start-finish line where you collected them from, and we radioed the course team, they only had to go to one obstacle. So yeah. So I'm kind of sorry, but not sorry. But I think with that,
I feel like the video will speak for itself. Where is she? Stand up, stand up. Oh, I'm sorry to pause on that. That's made me smile so much. I just want to do it again.
Yeah.
Right, so we've just got a few stats for you. Obviously, we've mentioned the countries, so we've got that number now. 650 of you were circling the course this weekend, so brilliant. Equates to 4,689 miles and 972 laps.
Yeah, so on the miles you'll see that it's not quite divisible by 5, and that is on purpose, and we'll touch on that when we get to the Adaptive Athlete Awards. But we did do a little bit of Googling last night, didn't we? And apparently that's almost the exact number of miles from here to Vegas. Which kind of touch, yeah.
Speaking of.
Oh yeah, that definitely wasn't a segue. Sorry guys. Just speaking of the adaptive athletes. So Tough Mudder has always been somewhere that is welcoming to everyone, no matter your ability, where you're from. We've always had an adaptive athlete program. It's always been really important to us. And it has actually always been at Worlds. It's just been maybe a little bit more under the radar. So this year, for the first time, and with help from the community, and also Jamie for pushing for this, so thank you very much, we had both an open adaptive category and also, for the first time ever, competitive adaptive awards, which, thanks Jamie and to the team and to the community for pulling that to the front and really kind of pushing us to make sure we recognise that as well. It's one of our biggest adaptive fields we've ever had. We had 7 competitive and 7 in the open. Technically 8 because one lady did run adaptive but within the team category. So that's Dawn. I don't know if she's here today. But yeah, she did incredibly as well. So what I want to do initially is to just recognise the people who ran in open adaptive. So these are all of our athletes that ran in the open adaptive. So we have Dawn. Yeah, so Dawn, Kim, Emma, Samantha, Emma Tyso, who is here today as well, Martin. Also, all of the men were called Martin, which when I was like 39 hours of no sleep yesterday, I found hilarious. So it was meant to be. But just a massive well done to you guys. I think this was actually one of the toughest years we had for adaptives, and not in terms of getting here and being part of the event, but in how we pushed you in slightly different ways to normal. It was much more considered. And again, that was thanks to kind of community feedback. And Stefan, who came first. Amazing, thanks so much. Congratulations, guys, well done. So our next category is the lower limb, and we had 2 athletes in this category. And so in second place with 30 miles, we have Dylan Hackett. Yeah, sorry, I should apologise for the height of the podium steps after 24 hours of running. And in first place, we have Jamie Gain with 50 miles. And our third category was our first full category, which is lovely to see, and that's for the upper limb. So in third place, we have Emerson Carter, who had 20 miles. In second place, we have Charlotte Chalice with 40 miles. First place, we have Clara Norman with 50 miles. Winners.
Well, so starting with the women's in the age 18 to 20 place, Libby Joyce. First place, Wiktoria Fronc. With first prize for all overall and age group winners, we have the Homedics hot and cold massage gun. So look forward to that if that's you.
On to the men's 18 to 24 winners. In third place, we have Alex Hooker with 55 miles. In second place, we have Freddie Ingram with 55 miles. And in first place, Jake Hodgson with 60 miles.
Next up, we have the 25 to 29 category. So starting with the women's, in third place, Abby Perez. Second place, Lara Marie Schreiner. First place, Santhi Sando.
On to the men's 25 to 29. In third place, we have Aidan Gims with 60 miles. In second place, we have Mark Henry with 65 miles. And in first place, Jordan Fairlamb with 75 miles.
On to the 30 to 34 category. For the women's first, in third place, Megan Tranter. Second place, we have Melissa Linden. To Melissa, who brought Karen snacks overnight, so she just wanted to call that out. Important part. And in first place, we have Christiana Newell.
Thank you, ladies.
Hats off for the heels. Do you want some help? Nailed it. Ta-da!
On to the men, 30 to 34. So in third place, we have Andrew Godinez with 80 miles. Still running by the looks of it. In second place, we have Antonio Rubio Crespo with 80 miles. And in first place, we have Russell Price with 80 miles.
On to the 35 to 39 category now. So for women's, in third, we've got Heather Bode. Second place with 75 miles, we have Kelly Glynn. And first place from the USA, 80 miles, Hallie Milot.
Impressive. So on to the men's 35 to 39. In third place, we have Craig Derbyshire with 100 miles. In place, we have Pontus Diamond with 100 miles. First place, we have Christopher Mendoza, also with 100 miles. So that's really impressive for 300 miles.
On to the 40 to 44 category now, starting with the women. In third place, from the UK, 55 miles, we have Kat Burnett Wilson. Second place, Nadine Weiss. And in first place with 65 miles, Leanne Vatikas Murphy.
On to the men, 40 to 44. So in third place, we have Jens Fischer, 75 miles. Also sporting the world's buckle, everyone, if you want to see what it looks like in person. In second place, we have Daniel Carley with 85 miles. Third place, we have Dave Peters with 90 miles. Well done, guys.
On to the 45 to 49. For the female, we've got in third place, Louise Markham. Second place with 50 miles, Ruth Battersea. And first place with 55 miles, Elizabeth Lesage.
For the men's 45 to 49, in third place, we have Matthew Kirk. It was 70 miles. Now free from Kiss of Mud, he can go wherever he likes. In second place, we have Chris Garcia with 80 miles. And in first place, we have Carlos Segnini with 85 miles.
Lovely stuff. So on to 50 to 54 now. Third place, 65 miles, Pauline de Costa. Second place with 70 miles, we have Jules Tower. First place with 70 miles, Debbie Bowman.
On to the men's 50 to 54. So all of these gentlemen actually were able to collect their awards yesterday, just because they couldn't be here today. But please put your hands together for William Clothier, who got 75 miles in third place. For Michael Taylor, who got second place with 75 miles. And for Bruno Sousa, who came first with 75 miles.
Yes, so on to the 55 to 59 category now for the women's. In third place with 30 miles, Wendy Sibbald. And just to highlight, this whole podium are from Grantham, local girls. Now, I just wanted to mention second and first place. This pair always do their Tough Mudders together. And just wanted to highlight, therefore, that there was only 1 second difference between second and first. So, although it is second and first on the technical level, these two, like I said, run together and deserve the recognition, obviously, for both of them. So, in technical second place, we have 50 miles, Joe Wilson. Handbags, apparently. And in first place, exactly the same, 50 miles, Maxine Johnson. There were... Oh, sorry. Wrong slide.
So on to the men's 55 to 59. So in third place, we have Joe Perry with 65 miles. Second place, we have Warren Zamko with 70 miles. First place with 75 miles, we have John Castle, and I've just been told he's done this 5 consecutive times.
Now, we don't have any women in the age 60 plus category, so we'll go straight for the men. In third place with 65 miles, we've got Gary Villeneuve. Second place with 65 miles, we have Kevin Bassett. Andor Bariani in first place has already collected his medal, so just to give him a huge round of applause anyway, achieving 80 miles.
So just before we move on to the overall winners and also the teams, Tough Mudder is all about the community. Whether you're running a competitive endurance format like you guys did this weekend, or whether you come to an everyday Tough Mudder. So we just want to take a moment to celebrate some of the community milestones before we go into some community awards. So Christopher James, who got crowned with his 100 headband at the finish line. Yeah, he's not here today, but we just wanted to do a special call out. Jamesy. He picked that up at the finish line of Worlds, so that was quite a special achievement. He was the first Australian to hit 100. Yep. Woo! If you didn't hear that, he was the first Australian to hit 100, which is a massive achievement. So well done, Christopher.
And next we have our 100 volunteer shifts from Hafiz. Do you want to come to the front? Because we also have Olivia who would like to present you with something.
He's taken his time, guys, because he's been helping on Reg today.
Volunteering in Czech.
He's coming up here as well. Am actually got his 75 times headband for World's Toughest Mudder as well. So a double whammy of a weekend. Well done, Ham. Yes, so we touched on this in Brunch. Not Brunch, today is Brunch. I mean in the briefing. So it's been a long weekend, guys. I don't know if you know that. So Anthony was already awarded his jacket, but I think he's here today and may have it with him if he wants to come up. So he is our Holy Grail 2025 male champion. He got 298 miles last year. So yeah, massive round of applause to him. And Abby wasn't able to be at the Friday briefing, but she's here today. So Abby Perez, our female champion. Abby, that's 208 miles last year for Abby. Congratulations, guys.
Then we also wanted to recognise Mark, who has the longest World's Toughest Mudder completion streak.
Yeah, he's done all 14 worlds.
Yeah, Mark! So yeah, massive round of applause for Mark.
And now we just have a couple of awards to hand out as well. These aren't all necessarily going to come from Emma and myself. We do have some community members to talk about other community members, because that's what it's all about, really. The first one, you will hear our voices after saying that.
So first up, we've got the Camaraderie Award, voted for, obviously, by yourselves in the community. And for this one, we have taken some snips from the form, because he's not here today. So wanted to run a couple of through. I wouldn't have been able to race this year, period. Financial stress makes you feel like you don't belong in sports sometimes, but David quietly stepped in and bought my ticket. He doesn't just do it to show off, he does it because he wants everyone to have a chance to play. He is the guy who will drive 12 hours just to stand knee-deep in mud at the hardest obstacle on the course, purely to pull strangers over it. He's not looking for credit, he's just generally wanting to see you make it to the other side, and that's just who he is. There are good teammates, and then there's this person. The man is a living legend with a massive heart. Literally nothing stops him from showing up for us. So, on that note, the winner for the Camaraderie Award is David Cole.
Actually here this weekend, he's one of our American mudders, so we will make sure he gets that one.
Somebody send him a photo.
So for the Personal Accomplishment Award, we actually want to invite Alan up to talk about this person. Alan!
I'm here, guys. Welcome to Swift Arc. Oops, wrong show. This person has been at the forefront of tough mudder endurance racing in the UK for years, consistently setting bold goals, pushing himself to achieve them. His multiple world toughest mudder 100-mile jackets speak for themselves. It's a testament to his relentless drive, his discipline, and his resilience. But what makes this person stand out is the way he does it. No fuss, no noise, no ego. He turns up, steps onto the start line, delivers exceptional performance, and quietly heads home afterwards. He embodies the pure spirit of personal accomplishment, setting huge goals, committing fully, and proving what's possible through hard work and heart. He doesn't chase attention, he chases excellence, and he achieves it time and time again. Grant Thompson. A popular choice.
Yeah, I did not expect this at all, because I consider myself not quite new, but not as... I haven't done as many as a lot of other people, so yeah, I'm a bit lost for words again, so just thank you very much. So yeah, and I'm Scottish.
Well done, Grant.
And finally, we have the Grit Award, and we have Debbie, who is going to share a few words for you.
So, what can I say about the person that's won the Grit Award this year? Absolutely incredible person. I'm proud to call this person a very good friend of mine. And their role within the community spreads beyond just supporting other people. It's making everyone else's experiences at Tough Mudder better. Various different ways, lots of different things, including lots of smiles, laughter, and most importantly, glitter. The other thing that I can definitely say about this person is that the incredible sheer determination that this person has. And they don't realise how much of an inspiration that they are to other people, overcoming challenges, medical issues. I can't name anyone else that I know that has done a Tough Mudder 6 weeks after having a stroke. It just shows the sheer determination and what this person can accomplish when they put their mind to it, as well as the community that this person has helped build around each and every one of us. This person is Tough Mudder through and through and absolutely shows grit to their core. And I couldn't think of a better person to have got this award this year, considering if you look at the last 12 months as well as their Tough Mudder career. This person is a phenomenal ambassador that goes above and beyond to make things that little bit better, fresher. Ambassador Hub, for example, making it look pretty and inviting so people want to go and do it. So it's my absolute pleasure that I can announce that my very, very good friend has won the Grit Award this year, and that, of course, is Samantha Lee. We always make the first finish.
Congratulations, Sam. Okay, now we get to the part of the brunch where we recognise our champions. So, starting with our teams category, I'd like to invite the following up to the podium. In third place, the tacticians with 120 miles accumulated. Congratulations, Callan, Glenn, Jason and Sam. Second place, we have XXX26, Jan, Patrick, Thomas, 100 miles altogether. And in first place, we have Rehasport, Joseph, Petr and Robyn, 130 miles altogether. Congratulations.
And so with that, we move on to the female champions. So in third place with 85 miles is Jillian Heller. In second place with 85 miles is Robyn Koszta. First place with 90 miles is Nikki Caromba.
And we'll now have a few seconds for the South African national anthem. Guys.
So on to the male champions. And in third place, we have Austin Azar with 105 miles. And in second place is Grant Thompson with 105 miles. And in first place with a massive 115 miles, matching our record, Dasos Gonella. I will just take a moment for the national anthem. Grant, we think of you. And also, I just want to give a massive recognition to Dasos and to Grant for being UK podium winners. And, Scottish and UK podium winners.
That's right.
Thanks very much, guys.
Next up, we are going to recognise the 8 people who completed 100 miles. So a huge congratulations to Dasos Gonella, Grant Thompson, Austin Azar, Christopher Mendoza, Pontus Diamond, Craig Derbyshire, Jeff Lippert, Petr, Cisarik.
If you just want to kind of line up all together, we'll get some photos of you, but massive achievement, well done.
Right, we've pretty much reached the end of brunch, the presentation anyway. So just to obviously, last year, we did drop the bombshell that we'd be here for 3 years, so this is our next up, 26th, 27th of June 2026. Registration is open, 27. Whoops, that's my fault.
Oh, yay! Woo! Yeah, we actually all have to do it again before we can leave. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, that's a surprise. But yeah, registration's open, so let everyone know. And hopefully we'll see you back next year. Just to quickly call out as well, our merchandise over in the corner got a little bit of a sale on, so if you haven't got anything yet and do fancy it, hopefully that will tip you over the edge to try and get that last hoodies and t-shirts in as well.
But thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for making our weekend brilliant. I hope you had a great weekend. And same time next year.
So we'll start off with your names and where you're from.
My name is Josef Drbohlav and I'm from Czech Republic.
I'm Roman Todt and I'm Czech Republic.
I'm Peter Dornak from Czech Republic.
Good. How was your World's Toughest Mudder?
Again, please.
What were your favorite obstacles with World's Toughest Mudder?
I think the monkey bar with rings and ropes on the
My favorite, the sandbag and chain carry, and electrical on the before the finish is very, very funny.
Yes, yeah.
My favorite obstacle was everywhere where is water. It's very hot.
Very, very hot, yeah. How many World's Toughest Mudders have you done? Is this your first?
Yes, this is our first race in Tough Mudder.
That's amazing. What did you think about the venue here at Beaver Castle? Did you like it here?
Yeah, we like it. We enjoy it, and we hope to see you next year.
So plans for next year? Plan to come back as the same team?
I hope we are a good team, and I'm really proud of my guys, and I hope we will be back.
Congratulations, guys! Congratulations on winning for the team category.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. It was amazing, long and hard, but amazing. We enjoyed every second on the track. So thank you.
Well done, guys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karen. Happy birthday to you. And what has he got to do on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3, 1, 4.
Wow.
Thank you, guys.
Dasos Gonella from Essex in the UK.
And how was your world's toughest motor?
Sensational. Sometimes you dream of things happening a certain way, and they rarely pan out the way you think of them. But this was just perfect.
What did you think of the course overall, the obstacles and everything that they had laid out for you this year?
Big obstacles, fun, tough. This is my first WTM, but the obstacles were awesome. I loved all of them. Yeah, really difficult. Good.
How did you deal with the heat out there?
I'm pretty good in the heat. I like the heat. Obviously, Mediterranean background. I struggled a little bit in the evening. There was a couple of laps where I got a bit cold and I had to get a windproof on. But generally, I coped with the weather okay.
What was your strategy with using bands on the course?
So I know there was a lot of talk about hoarding the bands for later on, but we didn't really know how many obstacles were going to be left open. And I think that cumulative effort of not using them in the beginning will kind of bite you in the butt a bit later on. So I was using them as and when on each lap. I did alternate obstacles depending on my condition. For example, there was a stage in the race when I had loads of stones in my shoes because of Mud Mile, and I changed those out, and that was quite early on in the laps. So I opted to miss Mud Mile and run a few clean laps with some nice dry trainers, and that helped. And then there was other laps where I used it on the carry because that was from what I was timing, that was the longest obstacle. I was nearly double the time of Mud Mile. But less taxing on the body. I found Mud Mile particularly difficult this year. Sometimes there's little trenches that are dug in when you have thousands of runners and you can get out. This year was so tough, and there were many times where you had no option but to wait for someone and help people over and work in pairs, which is quite incredible because I'm obviously used to running races where I'm quite in the zone and you're just doing your own thing, but you are forced in this race to work as a team, which is really amazing. Because I personally couldn't have foreseen myself doing that beforehand, but there was a lot of people on course that helped me, and those people that I helped, and it was sensational. Yeah.
One of my favorite moments was when you came across the finish line, your second to last lap. You said one more lap, and you completed that lap, and now you're tied for the most mileage at World's Toughest Mudder, three-way tie, I believe. How does that feel?
Yeah, I think if I didn't do that lap, I would have probably regretted it afterwards. But it's strange because your body does crazy things when you're out there. When you have a goal, you can work really, really hard and be fine, and as soon as you cross the line, your body just switches off. And it was strange because on the last lap was the toughest lap, even though I pretty much walked it, even though it was a victory lap, because in my mind I'd done enough at 110, and it was so hard getting out for that last lap. It really was. I think by then my body had shut down. But of course, the euphoria of finishing in first place with joint 115 miles, being I think I'm joint longest mileage with Mark Batchers, which is I could never have dreamed for this to happen, honestly.
And you said you couldn't do this by yourself. I agree. Shout out to your pit crew. Of course, you had the birthday girl.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're the talk of Mudder, actually. My amazing pit crew. Obviously, anyone who knows my partner Becky, sports scientist, but she also recruited Pip Rainbow, who works in the sports field with rugby athletes, and she's a physio, and she was just incredible as well. Lots of little tricks that they both used. I don't know if anybody saw the footage of them squirting syringes down my throat. It wasn't anything illicit. It was pickle juice, which I didn't know staves off cramp, but they were just fantastic, both of them. I was just able to do my thing and just run, and they did everything in the background to allow me to do that. My legs, they've done a lot of the hard work, but they're well conditioned, but the girls done everything else, and I couldn't have done it without them, honestly.
So you said your endurance career kind of started with Alula, right? It wasn't all that long ago. How does this rank with some of your most impressive accomplishments?
I think it's up at the very top. This is the cherry on the top. I was never a runner. Anyone who knows me more than, a decade ago, I'd never ran in my life. And I had a bit of a tough patch in my life. And running was a little bit at the time, a bit of an escape, I guess. And then it just become this hobby that all of a sudden turned into my identity. And what was just a few fun laps in the beginning turned into something completely different. And so Alula a couple of years ago there was progression leading up to that, from 10K to half marathons and marathons. In that first race at Alula, that first endurance race just gave me the bug to push further and deeper. And this, like I said, this was the cherry on the top.
So, Beaver Castle again next year. Plans to return?
I can't even think about running another step at the moment. Don't ask me now because I'm in so much pain. But yeah, I'm just going to try and soak it up and enjoy it at the moment.
Will Chung had asked me if I was disappointed for the UK taking up the podium this year. I said absolutely not. I had the chance to meet Dasos. Very proud of you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I think when I was running that last lap, honestly, this is the truth. I was just thinking about the other guys in second and third, and what an honour it was going to be to share a podium. It wasn't even so much about the prize money or winning. It was just to be able to stand besides Grant and Austin. Austin I met many years ago at one of my first World Championships, and then I met him in Alula. We ran some laps together in Alula, and I've seen him on the circuit since. He's just such a lovely guy, and it's just a pleasure to be on the podium with some of the GOATs of WTM.
Well, you're one of the GOATs now too. Job well done, and hope to see you when we see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for anyone who I didn't thank already. There's too many people to mention. Volunteers out there on the course, other athletes, just everyone. Everyone's been amazing. I'm really, really, really grateful. Thank you.
All right, Robyn, name and where you're from? How was your World's Toughest Moto this year? You were distracting. Now, what's your history with World's Toughest Moto?
This is my fourth World's Toughest Moto, so yeah.
How does it compare?
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed this. There were those few curveballs that they had in there certainly slowed me down. I don't know about everybody else, but it slowed me down. But yeah, I think it on par with everything else. Yeah.
Which obstacles stood out as ones that you liked, and which ones were you dreading?
I really like Humpty Dumpty. That was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I failed it once. The mud mile. I didn't enjoy that. No, I bypassed that as much as I could. Yeah.
The course was run in reverse this year, so that added a little bit of change.
Yeah, a bit of change. I think after the first lap it doesn't make any difference, so you just keep going.
What's your plan for using your bands on the course?
I was actually hoping to get another lap in. On my last lap I had quite a few bands left, hoping that I would be able to get back out there. I realised it was going to happen, so I did skip the last 4 obstacles and just because I could, but yeah.
Next year it's going to be returning to Beaver Castle. Plans to return?
Not sure yet. There's a family commitments and other things I'd like to do, but we'll see.
And then what else do you have plans for events, I guess, for the rest of the year now? Well, congratulations, you represented Australia well, and it was awesome seeing you out there in course.
I'm Jillian Heller, and I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but I live in Florida now.
And how did World's Toughest Moto go for you this year?
It went really well. I was happy with how everything worked out this year. I kind of really surprised myself because back in like the end of September, I had ankle surgery, so I didn't know what to expect, and I was literally still going to PT like right before I came here. So definitely exceeded the expectation.
We talked a little bit about what it was like to have the support of Underdog Fitness. How did that work for you?
Amazing. They did an incredible job, and I honestly couldn't have done it without them because every single pit, they had everything I needed. They were on top of it. I didn't have to think about anything. So, everybody, it's not an individual effort, it's a team effort because you need everybody to help you. You couldn't do it on your own otherwise. So I'm really, really thankful for everybody that helped me out.
I know you're a little stressed out about like using your bands and plans for that. What strategy did you end up using?
So I actually hung on to the bands as much as I could. So I was only using one per lap if I needed to on the obstacles that took the longest. And the tough part about that was I had to keep doing mud mile, and it was horrific. But in the end, it really helped that I got to use them on my very last lap when my body was just completely taxed. So it was definitely a good strategy.
Towards the end, were you thinking more survival about like staying in third, or were you planning on chasing Robyn? Like, what was going through your head?
I wasn't necessarily. I was just trying to maintain a pace that I could sustain more than anything, because you never want to try to chase somebody down and just blow up. So you kind of just have to run your own race no matter what. And like, if you have it at the end where you can try to push, then maybe, but you just don't know what your body's going to do if you push too hard when you're so fatigued.
And then plans for World Toughest Mudder next year, or what's the plan for the rest of this year? What do you have planned now?
This year I'm not too sure. I might jump in a couple races once I recover, which might take a while. Right. But next year, I love the event. I would really love to come back. Every year I'm like, no, I think I'm good if but the next one I'm already thinking about it, so we'll see.
Okay, fair. Oh, then shout out to, was it World's End? Is that the hat that you were wearing?
Yeah,
I told you they left me a comment, and they wanted to shout you out and say that you were doing a great job.
Yeah, that's actually a trail race in Pennsylvania, and it is one of the toughest races you can do. Their 100K is actually a qualifier for the lottery for Western States 100, and I just love that race. It's so tough, but doing stuff like that makes you tough for things like this. So it's definitely good prep for it, and it's also beautiful. It's a great race. I highly recommend anybody to check it out. But
well, great job this year. It was fun cheering you on, and you should be proud. 3rd place.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done.
I'm Abby. I'm from New Jersey.
Where from New Jersey?
I'm in Cranford, Union County.
Okay, I grew up in Morris County in Pequannock.
Hey, oh my God, so we're like neighbors.
Yes, I love that. I didn't realize you were from there. I just recently learned that AJ doesn't live in Connecticut.
Yes, surprising. He's always there.
Yep, I thought he lived like near Underdog.
Yeah, I know. I wish I did. I wish I could hang out with everybody all the time, but
So this was your first World's Toughest Mudder. How was it?
It was so much fun. It was hard, but so much fun.
What was your favorite part of the event?
Honestly, I think I was talking about this morning with AJ. The thing that I love about OCR is like seeing something that's intimidating, like an obstacle that's like, how the hell am I going to do that? You're walking up and you're like, how do I even do this? And then you just figure it out and you show yourself you can over and over and over again. And I think that's my favorite part.
I love that. And what was your least favorite part of the event?
My least favorite part, I feel like the mud in general, like just being icky, like feeling muddy and gross for 24 hours is like different, but it added to it. Like, you know what you signed up for. It's the whole experience. You got to do it, but
And I feel like it's different when you're in a team because like you got dirty and then sat, whereas like if you were an individual, you get dirty and you're kind of happy you're dirty because then like the sun's not on you.
Exactly. No, that was the thing. Like I would go out on my lap and then sit down and be cold and wet and just be like, there's nothing I can do about this. I'm just uncomfortable and I'm going to be for the next couple hours. So it is what it is.
So this was your first ever. Will you be back?
I'm thinking about it. I enjoyed it. I feel like I would enjoy like pitting more, like just being with the people and supporting the people. Racing obviously was so much fun, but it was like, it was a lot. So we'll see.
That's right. You can come back as AJ's pit crew.
Exactly. See, that I would do 100%. But running, it was different. But I have so much respect for everybody that runs solo. I mean, everybody in general, but especially like AJ and Joe who run this solo and get 50, 100 plus miles is like I did 25 on a team, and I can't imagine being out there by myself for 24 hours, you know?
So, funny story. I one time posted on Instagram like a meme about how like runners always think that they're like the worst of the worst, and like you compare yourself to the top. And I think I commented, I was like, yeah, when you run 40 miles and the winner runs 110, you're just like, that. You're not as good. And Joe Rucco actually commented and was like, we're all out there running our own races, so don't compare yourself to... You still went out there in the middle of the night, in the cold, in the wind, when it was 85 degrees out.
Yeah, I know. There is a huge sense of accomplishment with this. Like, when you zoom out and you think about it, like, I ran a marathon with obstacles in 24 hours with no sleep, you know? Like, when you zoom out and think about it, it is really, really awesome.
Yeah, you need to get out of that, like, looking on social media, seeing what everybody else is doing.
100%. Social media, it's great in its ways, absolutely, but it can kind of diminish your achievements. So it's so important to like zoom out and really think about it.
So I hope to see you back, whether it's running or as pit crew. Absolutely. People always, Will Hicks, I don't know if you know who Will Hicks is, but he always says, do not pit for your partner. And I am so adamant against that, because when Mike and I were dating, I pitted for him twice. Then when last year he pitted for me, I just think it's like, you know your partner so well, and like you know how to push them, you know what foods you can like force them to eat. So don't listen to other people when they're like, don't pit for your partner. No, I think it like brings you closer almost.
I think
I feel like he does so much for me. It's just without me asking, he knows me so well, he takes care of me so well. So I'm like,
yeah, absolutely. So we had this
conversation and I was like, how can I support you better? Because I feel like I was helping, but like, you know, I was running my race and this and the other thing. And he was like, just you being there is enough. Like, just seeing your face, that's it, that's all I need. And when I was out on the course, he actually caught up to me for a lap. So he was like, that was motivation to like, go get you, you know? So totally agree. I think it's like the best having your partner with you.
I agree. I think it is. Anyway, thank you. I'll let you go because I know your crew is trying to leave, but thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
My name is Petr or Petr Cisarik. I'm from Czech Republic.
And how does it feel to have earned your orange jacket?
It's incredible. I still can't believe it because the longest distance I ever ran was 35 miles or 36 miles. So going into this race, I just really didn't know how much I could achieve.
What did you think of the course?
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. Yeah.
Any favorite obstacles? Any obstacles that you weren't looking forward to?
I liked actually the monkey bar. So Funky Monkey was pretty cool.
Okay.
I hate the mud mile.
I think everyone hated that one the most. Is that where you use most of your bands?
Actually, no. I use my band on the where you crawl. Kiss of the Mud. Yeah.
That was a bad one too. Sure.
But now I realized I should use it there because it probably take the most time because you need really help.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you think of the heat? How did that affect your race?
It wasn't that bad like a day before, it was quite cloudy.
Yeah.
So I felt quite good. Yeah. But yeah, it was quite hot.
So coming into World's Toughest Mudder, what were your goals?
So my goals was if I do 75 miles, I will be really happy. But the ambitions are always the highest. So I was about like I can do 100.
What was going through your head as you realized like it's hard to do race math while you're running, but like when did you realize that 100 was possible for you?
I was running quite a long time with Austin, who finished third.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I just tried to keep up in the front, like top 10.
Yeah.
And then my pit crew always told me, "You're doing well," and told me about the position. So I just tried to keep the same pace, and.
Shout out to your pit crew, and what was the nutrition plan?
Yeah, I couldn't achieve that without the pit crew. Yeah. My friend was amazing, my fiance. I prepared quite well, so without proper nutrition, I don't think it would be possible. So each lap I had at least one gel, electrolytes, and always some sugar.
And then World's Toughest Mudder will be back here at Beaver Castle next year. Do you have plans to return?
Of course.
Yeah.
I have to fight for the podium now. It was quite unfortunate that I finished 8th.
Okay.
But in my age group, I finished 5th. So basically, the top 10 most of them was my age group. So it's quite unlucky.
Impressive performance. What else do you have planned for the rest of the year now?
The rest of the year. So I'm gonna do. It's called Backyard Ultra Run. Yes. So I live in a Guernsey, small island, Channel Island. So I'm gonna do this, and in September, Spartan Ultra in London. I won the age group last year. That's how I get the elite spot. And yeah, I signed up for the elite this year. I'm gonna fight for the podium with Dasos.
Sounds like an awesome fight worth watching. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on your beautiful jacket, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you next year.
Yeah, see you next year. Job well done.
John Castle, Pennsylvania, United States.
How did World's Toughest Mudder go for you this year?
It went pretty good. It was good. I was a little concerned early on in the week, watching the weather from day to day, where the stifling heat that we've had here Friday into Saturday. But when it started, it was pretty warm there to start, which I kind of expected. But it was nice. The cloud cover come in. Temperatures dropped a little bit, so it wasn't as crushing as it could have been. Had it been on Friday, it would have been a different story. Big difference. So
I was worried about that when we arrived. Like, it was way too hot, but then it cooled off a little bit.
It was way too hot, but I worked on the hydration like I always do leading up to a big event. I've had plenty of hydration, whatever, but I'm glad to see the cloud cover roll in there Saturday afternoon, and overnight temperatures cooled down a little bit, but made it pretty comfortable.
Absolutely. What did you think of the course and the obstacles for this year?
I mean, I'm always been about a challenge. I love some of the obstacles. It's just they're just not your average obstacles in an OCR where it just kind of slows the pace. These really make you work hard for it. They really put some thought into some of these obstacles. I like it being different. Like every year, it's not the same thing. Or some of these OCRs you go to, and you're up against the exact same obstacles. Where in this event, because it's a special event, World's Toughest Mudder, they kind of put some creativity into it and create different obstacles. So you don't know what you're going to get, and makes you work for it. Sure.
What was your favorite and least favorite obstacle on the course?
My least favorite had to be probably the Kiss of Mud, which was right to block this monster in the pitfall there. That was probably the least favorite, but you have that. You have some sort of the low crawl in any event, but being right there at the end, obviously coming up to Mudderhorn after that, obviously created a little messy conditions at the Mudderhorn. My favorite obstacle, probably Hangover.
Yeah, not enough people were talking about that obstacle. I thought that was a pretty fun one.
I'm pretty good with the grip strength. I like that. It was challenging, up and over the ledge there, with a reverse wall leaning back. It was probably my favorite for sure. Never seen anything like that. We have different obstacles in Spartan racing, but nothing to the level of the World's Toughest Mudder, which is what it should be. It's not called the World's Toughest Mudder for nothing. There's a reason it's called that.
And so not only do you have your silver bib, but now you're the 5-time winner in your age group. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good. I mean, it was a big goal to, as I got the second and then the third. Now it's like last year was the fourth, and obviously that was a big goal this year to be able to say, I swept it 5 straight years the age group. 75 miles, 4 straight years of that. When I started this in 2022, the record for the 55-year-old bracket was just 65 miles, held by 2 other guys, which I tied it to win it on time in Atmore, Alabama, only to bump it up 75 miles in 2023, to top it to another record on top of that yet to 85 miles in Central Florida in 24. So I feel really good about it. I mean, I met my goal. This was my goal to basically win it to 5 times and be probably the only one to win the bracket 5 straight years. I'm assuming. I'm not sure. But.
It's very impressive. And what else do you have planned for the rest of the year? And do you plan to come back to Worlds next year?
Absolutely, I'm planning to come back to Worlds. There's no question about it. I'll be back next year. At this point, I'm already. I say at this point, what I plan. The next thing on the list is just 4 days away, and that's Morzine for the Ultra World Championship.
Yep, we'll be there.
I'll be there with bells and whistles. I say. So I love that place too. I'm a big fan of the mountains, the climbing. Killington Ultra is my favorite race of all time. I can't wait to go there. If I had to cancel everything except for one race, that would be the one race of the year. But Morzine's right there with it, with a whole different atmosphere, a world championship atmosphere. Can't wait to go back again. It'll be my 3rd time in Morzine this year.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on a well-earned podium spot.
Thank you much.
Good job.
So I'm called Karen Tricky, and I'm from the UK.
What was your role with World's Toughest Mudder this year?
So I was meant to be the overnight race director, but I kind of got too caught up in the moment and became the entire race director.
That's what I was told as well.
Yeah, with a big support team, to be fair. So yeah.
How do you think it went this year?
Really well. Yeah, we've had really positive feedback. It's really funny because we kind of got to the end of it, and I was like, nothing crazy happened. Like, you kind of get to the end of it, you're like, oh, it's done. Like, it kind of felt easy in one way. And that's just, like, normally we've got, like, might have some issue with some timing chips not reading, or some teams, like, information hasn't pulled through properly. Like, everything seemed seamless. And then you're like, well, okay, well, like, don't like look at it or talk about it because we might curse it. Yeah. Exactly. But no, it was really good. Yeah, I loved it.
I'm glad to hear that. Some people were asking, like, hey, like, because there were a few things that happened last year too, which just freak accidents, and you guys did a great job in correcting it. I think the only thing that really stood out is, like, someone got stuck in the barbed wire and medics had to go and cut him out, but, like, that was really it, right?
Yeah, and we've been taking the mick out of Matthew. He's been taking the mick out of himself anyway. He was like, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, so I think it just like was the way that he did it. He kind of rolled and got a bit caught in it. But yeah, so we've definitely taken the mick out of him for that. And he has us as well, so yeah.
And so while you weren't there, like, building the obstacles, like, you coming up with the course and stuff, like, what were your plans for coming up with this course? How do you feel you did balancing the difficulty?
Yeah, so obviously this year for the first time we kind of reversed the route. We've never done that at this venue. Yeah, so that was something that actually Kerry was really keen to do. And from there we kind of just took his lead, and we actually came up for a site visit. Could not have been different, like more different weather. It was rainy, miserable, horrible. We kept like not being able to go places with the car. But we would like kind of going around and being like, right, this kind of challenge would be good here. This kind of thing would be good here. Yeah, so that's kind of how it starts, and then you just build from there, really. But in terms of the obstacles, we had a real good balance, I think, of innovation between the classics that everyone knew that weren't really touched, like Everest was the same it's always been, Mudderhorn, Electroshock, all of those things. Then we had the obstacles that people know, but slightly tweaked, so like Double Toe 7, like all of those kind of obstacles. The Great Escape was... individually, they were all walls that everyone knew, but we've never put them together in that order. So, and then obviously the couple of new ones, and they were like our primary focus this year. Yeah.
I can't remember the rock climbing one.
The Hangover.
Hangover. Yeah. I think that's one that more people should be talking about. Like, that one really stuck out as like a fun new obstacle.
Yeah, and our poor team, our build team, bless them. We were like, so we really want to do this. Now kind of make it happen, and they were like, oh, okay, yep, sure. But we were playing around with it in the week, and we were like, oh, maybe we need like another handhold here or another foothold, and you really want to make sure that it's a challenge, but it's not impossible. Exactly. And I think we kind of hit that balance. Yeah,
that's the big thing I was talking to Giles about too, is like everyone says that they want the cliff until the cliff shows up and no one does it. So the cliff was free, it's a man-made structure, but when you're building something like Firefly or this, like the expense that you put into it is really tough because you have to find that balance of, you know, are people actually going to do it? So you feel like things went well with that?
Yeah, I think so, like really well. And like we obviously tried to bring a bit of a nod with fire being on fire and ice, and in a slightly different way this year, because we knew that was a fan favourite last year. So yeah, we were just kind of trying to play around with things. And the funny thing is like anything that's like a hanging obstacle, I'm rubbish at because my upper body is awful. But like the hangover, I'm like, do you know what? It's probably something I could do. It would challenge me, but I could do it. So yeah, so it was just kind of like, how do we get that balance? Some people, they're never going to be able to do an angled out climb, which is obviously why we had to make it a penalty obstacle. And that's okay. Like you can't necessarily be guaranteed to be able to do every single event, obstacle even. Yeah.
Is there anything that you had planned and then things just didn't go according to plan? That you're able to talk about?
No, actually no. Like the only thing that we really had to do was we obviously had planned to get a few things open earlier, but because of the weather we then pushed those back. So I know a lot of people actually use that in their game plan. Once they realised that the staggering was going to be more staggered than perhaps in previous years, they really tried to beast out the first few laps just to make sure that they got ahead on their mileage, which is really funny because we had more 100 timers this year than last year.
Crazy.
Amazing. I mean, I know technically they had 2 hours longer before they were allowed to finish, but everyone said that the course was more difficult, yet more people got to 100. It's like a weird...
rising to the challenge.
Yeah.
Exactly what it is,
yeah. So, so it was great to see. But I think, there's no real standout that, like, didn't really go to plan as such, yeah.
This is also a pretty historic at World Toughest Mudder in that you've always been pretty accepting of, like, the adaptive community, but this is the first time they've been able to compete. How does that feel?
Yeah, really good, really good. It's really kind of opened my eyes personally to like thinking about things more. I think historically, obviously everyone is welcome. Adaptives is such a big part of the community. We want everyone to be able to do this event and push themselves to their limits. But what that does mean is that there's like so many different variations of like penalties that you have to do because this kind of category can't do what you want to do. And so it kind of it forces you to think about things. But this year, what we really focused on was for anyone, whether you were competitive or open, we standardized a penalty for what would have otherwise been a must-complete obstacle because we don't want to make anything mandatory for the adaptives. And that we kind of looked across the board and we were like, okay, well, everyone can do sit-ups and everyone can obviously walk or run. So that became the bit where they had to go out and do, to a marker, do sit-ups, come back. And then for a couple of obstacles, there were penalty obstacles anyway. And so we made it so that the majority of the penalties were doable in an adaptive way. So that was really fun. And then we kind of came up with some different completion modes for some obstacles, which worked really well. And I think because adaptive athletes don't not want the same challenge, we just need to think about it slightly differently. So we came up with the double dip for blockness, which was quite fun because usually we don't think about that.
More work goes into it, but it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives you a more like-for-like experience, right? You can't do block nest, but you're still having to get in the water twice and get out, and there are 2 blocks in block nest, so you still go into the water kind of twice. I know you're in the water for all of block nest, but there's 2 dips because you go over the top. So, yeah, just more comparable. Yeah, it was really fun, really fun.
So next year, back at Beaver Castle, obviously you have to celebrate a job well done, but who's going to be in charge of that? What's the plan for next year?
Yeah, so we kind of do we'll do a bit of a debrief. Not going to lie, it's probably going to be in a couple of weeks because we've got other events coming up. Yeah, and it also just gives you time to think about things as well, right? British people are very good, or because the team are primarily Brits, we're very good at kind of going, well, this went well and that was good, but here's where I can improve, and that's what we really tend to dig into. If you take a little bit more time, you can go, no, actually we did do a good job. And there's minor tweaks. But in terms of the team, I mean, Giles kind of wanted us to lead it. So, yeah, we just have to see who does what. But, yeah.
You did well with it. And, of course, 2028 is going to be...
Do you think they would trust me with that?
No, I would not. Even still, I would edit that out, absolutely. But, yeah, I just want to say, job well done. You did excellent job handling the reins. It's tough when it's the Super Bowl event, and there's no real practice you can have for it. Sure, there's plenty of tough mutters, but, no world toughest mutter. So I just want to say you did a great job, and again, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We really appreciate that. And yeah, we had a great weekend as well. It makes such a difference when the participants are happy. Well, happy in inverted comments because they were happy with the event. I think they weren't happy with what we were making them do at the time. But yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Welcome back.
Thank you to everyone that talked to us, both on and off the mic at World's Toughest Mutter. 4 related episodes.
Oh my goodness, all of the related episodes.
Yeah. So this is just from last year and this year, but there's so many more.
Oh, episode 438, World's Toughest Mutter, with first-time questions with Josh Fiore.
441.
World's Toughest Mutter in UK, Prep with Will Chung and Fran Carando.
442.
Caitlin's Pre-World's Toughest Mutter Thoughts.
443.
World's Toughest Mutter 2025, Part 1, Course Walkthrough with the OCR Report.
444.
World's Toughest Mutter 2025, Part 2, Event Day Audio, Interviews, and Caitlin's Pit Audio.
Our best episode of last
year. You want
year.
to listen to me in the porta potty?
445.
World's Toughest Mutter 2025, Part 3, British Brunch Interviews and Audio.
446.
World's Toughest Mutter 2025, Part 4, Bar Crawl Interviews.
449, because it took me a while to connect with him.
World's Toughest Mutter 2025, Part 5 with Giles Chater interviews.
493.
Mike's first High Rocks experience and Caitlin's pre-World's Toughest Mutter thoughts.
I guess we can probably delete that from the next one. 494.
Grant Thompson on Scotland, UK OCR Endurance Series, World's Toughest Mutter, and more.
And for our coverage for this year, 495.
World's Toughest Mutter 2026, Part 1, Pit Setup Interviews, Course Briefing Audio.
And last episode, 496.
World's Toughest Mutter 2026, Part 2, Event Weekend Interviews and Audio with Athletes, Pit Crew, and Volunteers.
That one was a bit of a mouthful, but it was the best I could do with that.
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts. We are Obstacle Running Adventures on all the podcast players.
Yeah, leave a review. We appreciate the feedback, because other than when we see your beautiful faces in person, it's kind of like we just put things out there. and we see numbers go up, but we don't really know like who's listening, and we would appreciate that.
That's true.
Also, it sounds like we got a shout out that Caitlin wrote down below.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Betsy Lesage, who commented on episode 493 on the OCR Reports website and fixed my misquoted song lyric. And she commented that the first step is the one you believe in, and the second one might be profound.
Yeah, Shinedown lyric.
Yeah, and I like butchered it. She knew the lyric and then went to the website and commented.
Well done. Betty,
fun fact.
That was our wedding song.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know the lyrics.
We're lucky I know the song, because remember when we went to the Shinedown concert?
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell the people?
Yeah. And we were watching the show, and I think halfway through, Caitlin's like, I hope they play our song. And I'm like, Caitlin, they just played our song. So that was fun. Betty, I don't think we've met, but I appreciate you reaching out. Let me know if we have met before, or if you're doing any races that we might see you at. But I appreciate you taking the time to comment. That means a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Follow us on social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures. You can support us over on Patreon.
Yeah, we just made a whole bunch of videos for those supporters. Please join on the website and not the app, since Apple will charge you additional fees. But it's lots of behind the scenes of Caitlin's concussion, everything that went into the decision there, our trip to Colorado, as well as our trip to Europe. The latter two will be out later this week, but they're recorded.
Yeah, they are.
Caitlin seems convinced that she's going to edit them.
Maybe you should have a little more faith in me.
No, it's not that. It's just it's a lot of time that goes into it.
I have nothing but time.
Is that true?
No.
Because I have nothing but things that I need to get done.
I like to do my own things, not your things.
All right, what do you got for a quote and a joke?
My joke is, the pig lost the race because he pulled his what? Hamstring. Good job. And then my quote is, I don't think we talk enough about the in-betweens. The part when you know you want something to change. The part when you know you want to change something, but you don't know how, don't yet feel strong enough, don't yet know what your first step is. So to the people in the in-between, please don't be disheartened. Please don't give up. You've done the hard part now. Just make it one small step at a time.
All right, the only thing worse than your reading of that is the placement on that paper. I want to describe it as if it's a meme. So it's basically a sheet of paper, right?
Yep.
If you were fold it into 6, vertically once, and then horizontally 3 times.
Yep.
This takes up the 4th quadrant or sextant of it, and it, for no particular reason.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like that.
The rest is all
terrible.
blank paper, so it's hard to read. Also, I didn't say what's coming up next.
What's coming up next?
Good question. Part 4, the bar crawl. I have not listened to that audio yet. I hope that there's less audio issues. I know that there's audio issues with one interview because I remember looking down and seeing that it wasn't getting any of the audio. So I will fix that, and hopefully that's the only one that's impacted. But I'm looking forward to airing those because we had a good time at the bar crawl.
Yeah, we did.
Not as much fun as last year. Oh, you hated last year.
I hated last year.
Yeah.
When I think of worst days of 2025, the bar crawl is up there.
Because of heat regulation, and it was 1.5 million degrees there.
And I went at like 15 hours without peeing.
Yeah, that was
rough.
rough.
Really bad.
Yeah, but that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name's Caitlin Ritter.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite podcast platforms
so you don't miss our future episodes.
We would greatly appreciate it if you write a review.
Reach out with feedback on social media.
And most importantly, share the show
with a friend or family member.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up. And our outro music is I'm Paul by The Best.
Don't take up too much of your time.
I've done loads of these, so I'll probably get enough. I'm trying to find interesting people now.
All right, so
is
we'll
it here okay? Or?
Oh yeah, it's fine. I can edit out the background noise.